Stand up! New York Giant fans, what is going on, everybody? What's going on, Sam? What's going on, Isaiah? What's going on, Jose? Chris and Nash in the house. LA Lou in the house. Alex Sports in the house. CT in the house. Detonator brought the booties in the house. Alex Sports. Mateo in the house. What's going on, my man? Thank you to everybody for being here. Jared in the house. Jared Williams. Richard Cardoza. What's going on, guys? What is going on? Bigger Mike in the house. Eagles UK. Johnny Boy. Noah Cahill in the house. What's going on? Your mic sounds different. That might be because of the headpiece. Can't do anything about that. Is it too loud? Is it too low? I can't do anything about that. Steven Evans in the house. What's going on? Not taking calls yet. Not taking calls yet, guys. Shouldn't have posted the number. My apologies. Not taking calls yet. Not taking calls yet. Lamel Sinclair in the house. I cropped the moss. Did I crop the moss? What's going on, everybody? Thank you, everybody, for being here. Danny in the house. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I'll put it back. I'll put the headset on. We need a video on the legend that is the polar bear. Yeah, Peter Alonso hit his 53rd home run today, broke the rookie record. My God, he's so handsome. What's going on, Patrick Drummond? What's going on, Kabuki, Procaccini? Hit that thumbs up, guys. Thank you guys for being a part of the stream. We've got a big game. Big game tomorrow. Giants. Redskins. Giants coming off their first win of the year. They're looking to get to 500 as they take on the lowly Redskins coming in at 0-3. We're not going to get to see Dwayne Haskins. At least not in the first half. We'll have to see how it plays out, But, Keenum will be starting. He's got a banged up foot. We'll see how that goes. Of course, you got Landon Collins running his mouth all offseason. We're going to get our first crack at him this year, so that should be a good matchup. We're going to see Evan Ingram going up against the safety. What's going on, everybody? Thank you for tuning in to the stream. David in the house. G-Men409 in the house. Kabuki Slurpee. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Don't forget to spike that like, subscribe, ring the bell, join the channel. I'll be live tomorrow calling the game, so you won't want to miss it. Tonight, we're going to be taking some phone calls, be hanging out with the chat, be talking about this big matchup for the New York Giants as they try to get to 500 for the first time since 2016. All right, we'll take the first call. What's going on? You're on live. Thank you for calling in. Hello? First caller. We already got we got a shy guy. It's all right. Next call. You're on live. Thank you for calling in. D-Man Entertainment. What is going on, my man? Thank you for tuning in. One second. People are saying my ears. Is it too loud? I could try to lower it. Is it too loud? I tried my best. Now you can't hear him, they're saying. Oh, hold on 1 second, guys. Hold on 1 second. Hold on. I think I know why. 1 second. Now they should be able to hear you. Go ahead and talk, D-Man. Hello?
What was that?
You guys hear him
Hello.
now? Go ahead and talk.
So I'm ready for the game tomorrow, and
yeah,
so,
of course you're ready for the game tomorrow. So, how do you think it's gonna go? You think the Giants get to 500? What's your keys to? Tell me what
yes,
what's
I do.
What's going on?
My prediction would be I think Daniel Jones will throw the same way he did last week. I think Evan Ingram will get past Landon Collins a lot.
Yeah, I agree with
you. Because I didn't think Landon Collins could cover a tight end at all. I think he was more of a tackler. I saw a comment on one of your videos saying that maybe we should have moved him to linebacker, and I agree with that because he was more of a tackler, and he could get to the quarterback when they would do like the safety blitzes and stuff like that.
Yeah, I always thought the same thing. I always thought he was kind of a hybrid. Wasn't really a true safety. Wasn't really a true. He was a little undersized to play the outside linebacker. Wasn't good in coverage. But he's a great in the box safety. He does make big plays when he gets the opportunity. But in terms of coverage, it's a big problem. We saw that as a Giant last game against the Cowboys last year. Their tight end had 3 touchdowns against us, Blake Jarwin. So
Yes, yes, like, and that
yeah,
was his first 3 scores too. He never had a touchdown against anybody else until he faced us, and he got 3.
yeah. So that's something we have to try to take advantage of tomorrow. I mean, now I'm a little nervous about the running game. No Barkley.
Yeah, I was so devastated when I saw it because I actually didn't see the play right away. I came back and my dad told me, and when I saw him limping, I was like, "Oh my God, no!" I wouldn't say I cried, but I kind of got teary-eyed because Saquon. I wanted them to draft him so bad last year, and now seeing him like this year because I thought he was indestructible. I mean, not obviously not. No player is indestructible, but when you look at Saquon Barkley, you would think he is.
Absolutely. And it sucks, but hopefully he's back sooner than later. I don't think they're going to rush him back. I think Gallman will be the guy here for the next 5-6 weeks. I did read a report that they may be looking at a Jai next week because I think he's going to be fully recovered next week. So they may look into bringing him in to maybe split carries with Gallman. But it looks like it's Gallman's job here, at least coming out of the gate. I think he's going to get the bulk of the carries. And the offensive line's going to have to do a lot better this week than they did last because last week we got
Yeah,
no push in the running game. We surrendered 4 or 5 sacks. So that's got to be a big key in this game. Oh, Skins fan all day, man. Thank you so much for the super chat, man. $5 super chat from Skins fan all day. Wait, what do I say? Bends the knees. Don't worry, Chris. Y'all got this in the bag. We better. We better, Skins fan all day. We got to get to 500. I know we're playing you guys. Go over there and check out Skins channel if you haven't done so. Thank you for the love, buddy. Didn't mean to interrupt you there. But go ahead.
oh no, that's okay. I was now I'm gonna kind of go to Thursday as well with the Packers and Eagles. That's why I was really upset at that game. I was really I kind of pissed off because if the Eagles lose and then we win, we take second place, and then hopefully if the Saints can beat the Cowboys, then we're only 1 game out. I'm kind of still hoping for playoffs. I'm taking it 1 week at a time. I just because it's so early in the season that I don't want to give up on the season right away.
I'll tell you, that Eagles game, going in, I thought for sure they're going to lose. They're going to Lambeau Field. The Packers look great. Short rest. The home team usually has a huge advantage on Thursday night. Eagles a little banged up, and the Eagles, they destroyed them that game. The game was not as close as the score. The Eagles
No.
looked really good on Thursday, didn't they?
Oh, of course they did, and I hate to say it, but I have to be honest. I mean, you can't lie and say, "Oh no." I mean, pretty much the problem. The difference was, and I think it was you that said that, or it might have been Bad Dog. It was the run game is pretty much that's what the difference was. The Eagles were running the ball a lot more, and the Packers weren't. Of course, the 1 yard line they pass it off on all 4 downs, and they don't run it, or at least once.
Oh my God! Yeah, they're on the 1 yard line, first and goal, and they throw the first 2. Then they have an RPO where Rodgers keeps the ball. They bottle him up. They couldn't get the ball in the end zone. It was horrible play calling when they got close to the end zone. Rodgers played his ass off. I mean, he was the only reason they were in that game. But the Packers defense looked lost. They got completely manhandled at the line of scrimmage, and the Eagles look great. And Giants got to stay the course here. They got to find a way to get a win here. Stay even with the Eagles. Hopefully we get lucky
Yeah.
with the Sunday night game. Hopefully the Saints at home, even without Breeze, could take down the Cowboys and stay within striking distance. But we got to do our job first. We got to win tomorrow on Sunday.
Yes, take it 1 week at a time, because then after next week we'll play the Vikings. That's definitely gonna be a tough one, and then we take on the Patriots, and I believe the Patriots are home.
Yeah.
So
Good luck with that. Good luck with that.
yeah, I think as much as I love Eli Manning, I wish that kind of Daniel Jones would have just started week 1 now. If you really look at it, if Eli was just going to start 2 games, we could have saved that $17 million, maybe signed some more defensive help, maybe someone like Clay Matthews or somebody else, because now it's like I know what he's like, what's that word? He's being like a, I can't think of the word, but he's like helping Daniel Jones,
A
like
mentor.
yeah, mentor. There it is. Sorry, couldn't think of it.
Yeah, no, it's all right. Yeah, no, he's a $23 million backup quarterback. I personally would have moved on before the year started. I said that. I thought it would have been better for Eli Manning, give him a chance to maybe go play for another team, and I think it would have been better for the direction of the team. It doesn't make sense to me to keep a $23 million backup. But at the end of the day, at this point, we got to use him to the best of his, services. And he is definitely a guy that could show Daniel Jones the ropes. And he is a good guy to mentor him. That's for damn sure.
Yeah, and I believe it was Darius Slayton that said it. He was interviewed by TMZ. He said that Eli Manning still has a big role with this team. So, yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure he does. He's a great locker room guy. Everything you've read, he said all the right things. He said he wants to go out there, he wants to help Daniel Jones compete. And he's kind of, it seems at least. I mean, obviously he's not happy. There's a guy that's a competitor. He's been a starter for 15 years in this league. Great quarterback. But it seems as if he's all on board with being the leader of this football team and trying to show Daniel Jones how to be a successful quarterback in this league.
Yes, for sure. And,
all right, buddy. I'm going to let you go because I got a few people calling in. I'm going to try to get as many as I can tonight. But thank you so much for the call. Thank you for being a great subscriber.
No problem. All right, you have a good night, and I will see you at the stream tomorrow. Go Giants. Hopefully we whoop the Redskins' ass.
All right, buddy. All right. What's going on, King Envy? What's going on, Real New York Giants Mafia? Oh, man, Dave, man, thank you so much for the super chat. Let me move this over so I could read it. Thank you so much for the super chat. $10 super chat. Stand up. He says, I haven't been this excited for a Giants game in a long time. Let's go, Danny Dimes. Let's go, Danny Dimes is right. What's going on? You're on live. Thank you for calling in.
Stand up, the entertainer.
John Letourneau, a huge Eagles fan. And John, I don't know if you watched my video. I know I gave you guys a lot of credit.
Yes, you did. I love that video, man. At least you see, even though you hate the Eagles and stuff like that, I appreciate that. I do the same with your Giants.
I know you do.
But before I get to your Giants, I have the one thing that you said Thursday night when we were watching the Eagles and Packers when you brought up about Aaron Rodgers being overrated. I know. I only reason I said that because I felt he got complacent after he won that Super Bowl. Because how can somebody with that much talent? He's had receivers. He's had decent defenses. Only have one Super Bowl. Tom Brady has 6. Eli Manning has 2. Nick Foles has 1. Joe Flacco has 1. So that's the only reason why I said he's been around talent where he should have at least 2, maybe 3 Super Bowls. That's the only reason why I brought that up.
It's fair to say. It's fair. I'm gonna play it from both sides. He should have won the Super Bowl the year that the Giants did in 2011. That was a 15-1 football team. The Packers were by far the best team in football that year. The Giants went into Lambeau Field, and they beat the hell out of them. That was a complete choke job by that entire team,
right.
Rodgers included. Now, the Giants got a great pass rush in that game, but he had the best team that year. No excuses. Should have won that year. He could have won another year or two. But by the same token, the Packers did an awful job of building around Aaron Rodgers. I mean, for God's sakes, Ty Montgomery was their starting running back, I think, for 2 years, a guy that's a wide receiver. Their offensive line was Their defense was horrible for the last few years. So, it's a little bit of both. I think Aaron Rodgers definitely blew some chances early in his career, and I think the latter the later part of his career, the Packers really did not build the proper team around him.
No. And even in that Thursday night game, you saw when he didn't run the ball, he had a guy open on that play. He just hit the wrong guy. He just threw it to the wrong guy.
Yeah.
And the guy right side of the end zone, they could have tied the game right there.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you know what I mean? But about your Giants, like I said last week, Danny Jones, he should have a good game. Another 300-plus game, 2 to 3 touchdowns. I believe that in my heart. Because the Redskins, only way you won't do anything is if you shoot yourselves in the foot. If you don't show up to play, which I doubt that. I think that Tampa game really motivate you guys, and I think that you're going to go in there, and his home opener is going to have a lot of energy behind him. And I know you ain't going to agree with me on this, but bear with me. Saquon Barkley not being in the lineup is going to be beneficial to Daniel Jones, because he's going to make him adapt faster. You know what I'm saying? Not be like Dak Prescott, be able to lean on Ezekiel Elliott when he's in trouble. You know what I'm saying? That's going to benefit Daniel Jones. You know what I'm saying? To progress better.
I can see what you're saying there. I see somebody said that my mic is cutting out my lows. I don't even know what that means, but if the volume isn't coming in properly, let me know, guys. But as far as what you're saying there with with Daniel Jones and Saquon Barkley. Obviously, they're not a better football team without Saquon Barkley.
No,
But
absolutely not.
I get what you're saying. It could help the maturation process, not having that guy to lean on.
Exactly.
Yeah.
'Cause that's what Dak Prescott does, and that's why he's been able to flourish. I mean, he's had some great games and stuff like that, but the Cowboy fans don't underestimate that, how Ezekiel is the reason why he's able to progress like that, and having Amari Cooper too. You know what I'm saying? So a security blanket can hurt your growth sometimes as well. You know what I'm saying? That's the only reason why I said that. You know.
Okay, so you guys, I just raised the volume, and before people were complaining it was too high, I just raised it up a little more. Let me know if that's better.
But
Now, one thing I'll say is Eli Manning early on in his career, he had whatchamacallit? He had Plaxico Burress, and I will say I think Eli Manning became a better quarterback when Burress left, actually, because I think it forced him to spread the ball around. So I get what you're saying. In the long run, it could be a blessing in disguise for Daniel Jones, because maybe it makes him mature quicker, not having Saquon Barkley out there to lean on. It's a fair point.
And also one other thing is, if he's not in the lineup, and if you guys don't win many games, it saves Saquon Barkley for next year when you have all the draft stuff in place to make a better run for 2020. You know what I'm saying? So actually, in you don't want it to be that way. You want to be competitive every game, but hindsight, 2020, you'd probably be better and probably say Saquon Barkley for next year. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly, man. But I don't see that happening. I think Barkley will come back this year.
Right.
But I don't think they're gonna rush him back. If I had to guess right now, I think Barkley comes back after the bye. That's what I think happens. I think he comes back after the bye.
But and then Chetty, you're the man. I love and respect you. You know I'm always going to support you, brother, even though you're a Giants fan. You and Bad Dog are good guys, and keep growing on and fly Eagles fly.
John, I always appreciate the call, man. Thank you for being such a great supporter of the channel.
All right, bye-bye.
All right, buddy. I think I know who we got here. If it's not Mr. Softy himself. What's going on, Bobby?
Hey, how you doing, Chris?
How you been, Bob? How you been? How's Seahawk?
Good. She's watching you right now.
I'm not surprised by that.
She's on my bed. She's watching you.
I'm not surprised by that. Does she have a smile on her face?
You got different earphones today. You got different headphones.
I got different headphones, and I can't do anything about the mic, guys. Too high in the volume. Yeah,
no, it sounds fine.
I lowered the volume. I'm going to lower the volume again. You guys were complaining before that it was too low. I'm going to lower it again.
It sounds fine
and
to me
hopefully
on
that
my
helps.
end.
But go ahead, Bobby.
Go ahead,
Bobby.
Whatever they do, they have to reboot.
Go ahead, Bobby.
I like your background, too. You look professional.
Thank you, Bobby.
Yeah.
How you been?
Yeah, but I got to leave soon because I'm going to do my trivia tonight. So I'll talk to you for a little while.
Yeah, go ahead.
I got it all set up for tonight. So Mark Israel comes into the thing, too. Mark Israel comes to my thing.
I know he does.
We're friends.
Every time I go in there, Mark's in there.
Yeah, we're friends. So, yeah. Do you think they're going to pick up J.J.? You think?
Do I think the Giants will pick up J.J.? I think it's possible. I read some articles that they could be looking at him next week because he wasn't ready to play this. Go ahead, Bobby.
Yeah, that's what I thought, too. Yeah, I read it in the thing. You think they will pick him up, though?
I think he's worth a shot. You know, I guess they're going to look and see how Gallman looks this week, how Hilliman looks this week. But, I mean, yeah, why not? He's worth a stab. You could use a veteran presence on this team.
He's a great runner, too.
He's a decent runner. The problem with him is he's had a slew of injuries.
Yeah, that's the only problem. Yes, that's true.
All right, I don't know what to do, guys, because some people are saying I can't hear. Some people are saying it's too loud. Some people are saying it's too low. I can't do anything about it. I'm trying my best.
Mine is perfect on my side.
Yeah.
I don't know what to complain about. So what do you think about that Jenkins guy on the defense? You think he's going to screw up this week?
He's garbage. He's absolute garbage, Jenkins. But to his defense last week, they sent an all-out blitz on every other play, and they left him on an island, right? And he got killed because of it. I think he's going to be left on a similar island this week because the Redskins don't pose the same threat, right? They don't have the same weapons, and they have a quarterback in Case Keenum who's prone to making turnovers. He turned the ball over 5 times last week.
Notre Dame won today.
They did. And
35-20.
I know. A big win. They get the 3-1.
Did you see that onside kick they did Virginia did?
No, I did
It was
not.
after that.
I
It
missed
was
that. I missed
after
that part.
halftime.
Yeah, I missed that part.
It was after halftime.
Okay.
They did just like the Super Bowl with the Colts against the Saints.
Okay.
Remember?
Yeah. Like in the Super Bowl. Yeah. I remember Sean Payton
Yeah.
coming out of the gate at halftime.
Yeah, that was a ballsy call for Sean Payton, and I was so happy. When they did it, I was like dancing around. I was
Oh,
so
I'm sure
happy.
you were. Were you dancing with Seahawk?
Oh no, Seahawk wasn't there at the time. We went over to my friend's house to watch the game.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she wasn't there. We went over to her friend's house to watch the game.
Now people are saying
So,
too high. I'll go a little lower.
I
I don't
think
know.
the
I don't know what
Giants
else to do,
still win
guys. A
tomorrow.
little lower. Soon you're not gonna be able to hear me. But Bobby, go ahead.
I think I hear you fine. I don't know what
Yeah.
Take the potatoes out of your ears. That's what you have to do. Let's see. I think the Giants will win tomorrow, 27-10.
You know what? I said 24-20 in my prediction.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be a close game. I don't think it's going to be a blowout. I'm not looking past this football team. As Giants fans, we shouldn't look past anybody. The Redskins have played some good teams so far, right? They played the Cowboys. They played the Eagles. And I can't remember who else they played. So they played some good teams. They played very well in the first half against the Eagles. I don't think this is going to be a
Yes,
walkout.
I thought they were going to win that game for us. I was so excited. And
I don't think this is going to be a pushover of a game. I'll say that right now. I don't think we're going to walk all over this team. I think we're going to have to fight till the end. And we have to play an efficient game.
But if we have to fight to the end, that's fine.
Just get the win.
Oh, look at Rocha. Rocha puts the win. Usually he says they lose. Rocha. Oh, my God. That's a heart attack waiting to happen.
Lolly Mack says Giants 100, Redskins 12.
Oh, I don't see that.
I think that's possible, Lolly, actually. I assume Lolly's betting the over if she thinks there's 112 points scored in this game. But
there's my friend, Biggest Mike is in the chat, too. Your friend.
Bigger Mike is in the chat. And I did, before you ask, I saw Mr. Softy 3 times today.
Oh, you did today?
Yes, it did.
When are you going to Texas soon?
We'll see. I'll let you know. But we did get the tickets.
Hey, what about the tickets? You heard about the tickets yet?
We did get the tickets. I'm going to let you know the section when I find out.
Yeah, you got to tell us.
I'm gonna let you know as soon as I find out. You're gonna have an announcement this week.
Oh, good. I'll be there. I'm going down. I don't care what their record is. I'm going down. I'm going to meet you guys.
I'm looking forward to seeing you there, Bobby.
And I got to meet Gabe Morency in the morning show. I got to bring him pizza.
Yeah?
Because he eats like greasy food down there all the time. That's all they have down there. So he wants pizza, so I'll buy him pizza.
I hear you, Bobby. I got to let you go. I got people calling in, but you say...
Oh, yeah, no, I know. I talk too much.
No, that's okay. You say final score 27.
But I got to get ready for my show, too. If you have time, stop in later.
I'll try. Got to see how late this one goes. But thank you for calling in, Bobby.
I know.
Thank you
bye now.
The next call, you're on live. Thank you for calling in.
What's up, Chris?
What's going on? Who's this?
It's Sam.
Sam, how you been, buddy?
Good, how are you?
You're coming in a little low.
Is this better?
A little better.
Alright. Have you seen the Antonio Brown Baker Mayfield drama?
Yeah, I didn't read the exact quotes. I heard about it today that they were going back and forth on Twitter, and but I didn't read the exact quotes.
Yeah, it seems like now everybody wants to take cheap shots at Antonio Brown that he's not playing. Because Eric Weddle came out and said the same thing because somebody said that Eric Weddle can't come to the NBA season, and he said it's okay.
Sam, I'm just letting you know, I can't hear you, and if I can't hear you, that means that the audience can't hear you.
Hello?
Now, you're better, you're a little better now.
Alright, so, can you hear me?
Oh, Slava, my blocker up. Thank you so much for the super chat. $5 super chat. You can bends the knees. I think we beat the Redskins so badly that the whole league forfeits, and they hand us to Lombardi by default. So you're going with Lolly Mack's prediction, 100-12. You're still very low.
Should I try calling back, maybe?
Yeah, try calling back.
All right.
Yeah. Sorry. Next call. You're on live. Thank you for calling in.
Hey, what's going on? Ben's the knees.
What is going on, Mr. Evans? How you been, buddy?
Hey, Morris Boss, what's going on, man?
Same old, man. Thanks for calling in, buddy. Got a big game tomorrow.
Yeah, we do. I actually didn't call in to talk about too much of nothing, man. I just wanted to touch base and obviously, wish our Giants a good game tomorrow, man. I'm hoping that Daniel Jones can kind of expand on what he did during his first start,
I mean, that's all you can hope for. I mean, and you called last week. You called in. You said you saw some Steve Young in him.
Absolutely. And as I am inclined to do, I definitely stand by that statement. Hopefully, over the next couple of weeks, people see I wasn't just talking crazy.
Listen, man, you didn't look crazy last week. I'll say that right now.
Yeah.
You didn't look crazy last week. He looked every bit the part. It's one game. I'm not gonna go crazy, but he looked legit.
Absolutely. And for me, the Steve Young comparison came mostly, from the situational scrambling, when the play dictates and if and when, a play breaks down and whatnot, he has the ability, he has that sneaky white boy speed, if you will, no disrespect, to get to where he's gotta go, man. So, I'm definitely looking for more. My only thing is it seems like he's doing okay so far, but I really hope the media obligations that he's gonna have to adhere to, moving forward, doesn't just take a toll on this kid. Because my God, I can just imagine what it's going to be like if he continues to progress. They're gonna have people pulling at him from every single angle.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, man. You're absolutely right about that. But I tell you what, I think tomorrow he's gonna play good again. I think he is. I think the Redskins are gonna make adjustments because I think last week you saw the Bucks. They stacked the box. They had 7, 8 guys in the box the whole time. Right. That's why we couldn't run the football. And they said Daniel Jones beat us, and he did. I think the Redskins come out with a little different approach this week. So we'll see. How he reacts. Team's got some tape on him now. But that's part of the growing pains you go through as a rookie. Teams are gonna get some tape on you. You got to learn to adjust. And I'm confident that Jones will. I think he showed last week that he's got all the tools you could want to be an upper echelon quarterback in the NFL.
Sure. And listen, I'm gonna call it now. I'm not quite sure how much of a limit is that I'm going out on, but I'm calling not only a big game tomorrow by Darius Slayton, but I'm calling, barring injury, knock on wood, a big rest of the season for the kid. Honest to God, his journey so far, not in every way, but in some ways, reminds me of how Odell Beckham, broke into the league. An LSU caliber athlete at the wide receiver position, came in, battled some injuries, during preseason, missed a game or so or whatnot, and then came in, got his feet wet in the first game, and then I'm really looking for him to take off, if only because him and Daniel Jones have developed chemistry all through the preseason and mini camps, man. So there's a little bugaboo telling me that I'm to expect something halfway decent from Slayton.
I like Slayton a lot. The only thing you got to worry about is the injury, right? He had 2 hamstring injuries in training camp to the same hamstring. I think it was the right hamstring. But last week he looked great. 3 catches, 82 yards, showed you the deep ball. The one thing on the book on him is he didn't run a lot of different types of routes in college, so he's got to work on that. But in terms of an athlete, I mean, you can't ask for much better. I mean, the guy runs in the low 4.4s. He's got a 40-inch vertical leap, and he's 6'2". I mean, that's like the perfect wide receiver. So I mean, he's got an upside, and it's encouraging. I wouldn't be shocked if he ends up being our best wide receiver by the end of the year. I wouldn't be shocked. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but if you told me Slayton's going to have a breakout year and he catches for 850, 900 yards, and I wouldn't be shocked. The kid's got talent. The kid has talent. The Giants got to steal.
And listen, I'm as pessimistic a Giants fan, as they come. So anytime you hear me say things like Steve Young, or if you hear me say, I'm looking for big things from Slayton, it's coming from a very reserved place, and it's coming from, it's just not hyperbole. Like I'm really saying these things. And listen, I saw Kid Blue in the chat. Yeah, it's me, Kid Blue. What's going on?
Kid Blue's the man.
Bends the knees and all of that.
Love
Kid Blue doing. Listen, I call Kid Blue Baby Moss. Baby Moss. You Big Moss. That's Baby Moss.
People have said
so you
that.
You already noticed it.
People have said that since I've been on YouTube. You obviously came up with by the way, Moss Boss. That's what Mr. Ben's Denise. Steven Evans calls me if you guys are new to the
The
channel.
man.
Referring to the hair, the Moss Boss. I'll be having shirts out with that slogan soon, and I got to give credit to my man, Mr. Evans, one of my best
Are
subscribers.
you serious?
Yeah, I'm going to have Moss Boss shirts probably within a month or two.
Oh, good. So obviously I get one on the house, being as I help contribute.
When they come out, I'll be giving you a shirt.
My man, and hold on. There was one last thing I wanted to say. I don't want to go too long. Oh, one. God bless Bobby. If you don't get him those goddamn tickets, we gonna have a problem, because if I hear him talk about those tickets one more time, my God, we love you, Bobby. We love you, buddy. Let me see what else.
Bobby loves his tickets.
But yeah,
Bobby loves his tickets, doesn't he?
Yeah, God bless him.
And he
But
loves Mr. Frosty, Mr. Softy.
forget about it. And I'm not quite sure what him and Bigger Mike got going on, but Jesus. Oh yeah, listen. I actually changed one of my YouTube names on one of my mini phones. Right, I didn't realize that once I did so, I lose my wrench. Right, so
I'll definitely give you. Yeah, do me a favor tomorrow. I'll pop in early before I go live, and just type it, and I'll give you a wrench.
All right. Well, I'm in the chat now, so if you see Suave Pantalones, right, that's me.
All right, Suave Pantalones. I'll give you a wrench.
Good looking out, man.
Come around the Discord, man. I haven't seen you in the Discord that much. Come over there.
Got you. And listen, I look forward to you guys calling the game tomorrow. Obviously, I'll have one eye on the TV and two ears on you guys, and I'll go back and forth, man. So go Blue, Giants for life, man, and yeah, keep doing your thing. I'll keep supporting.
Appreciate the love, Steve. Mr. Evans. Thank you for calling, buddy.
Later, bro.
All right, my man. Next call, you're on live. Thank you for calling in.
Hey, what's up, bro?
What is going on? Who's this?
Isaiah, bro.
Isaiah, how you been?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing good, man. Just getting ready for this game tomorrow. Should be a good contest. I think we've split with the Redskins the last 3 years. So hopefully find a way to sweep them this year.
I know, right? That can be one of the easiest wins besides the Dolphins, of course. We played them this year. We have an easy schedule. I think the fourth in the league.
Yeah, when you look around our schedule, I would say the Dolphins probably our most winnable game at home, and then we got the Cardinals at home. We've got the Redskins at home, a game I think we should win. I'm not taking anybody for granted, but if you're ranking it in terms of most winnable games, I would say this is the third most winnable game on the schedule this year. The Redskins at home.
Yeah, the Redskins. I feel like we can blow them out. I mean, I'm not saying that's gonna happen, but it's possible. For sure, we should win this game. If we lose, I'm becoming a Jets fan. No, I'm just kidding.
No,
I'm kidding.
I'm gonna say this, Isaiah. I'm gonna say this.
I'm kidding.
I know. But I think Giant fans, and I'm picking the Giants, but I think Giant fans are taking this Redskins team way too. They're not giving them enough credit. This Redskins team has played some really good teams this year. I don't think this is going to be as easy as a lot of Giants fans think.
Yeah, it's true.
Especially without Saquon Barkley.
Yeah, I don't even know what I'm talking about right now. I just randomly called it.
That's all right, buddy.
So wait. Okay, wait. Let me think about what I'm going to say. All right. So.
You there? You alright, Isaiah?
Okay, so we play the Redskins. Playing old. The team's okay. What I was gonna say is that I feel like we should have been. I mean, Daniel Jones, he did good and all, but I feel like we benched Eli too early because he did play some good defenses. He played some good defenses.
Yeah. Isaiah, are you drunk?
Yeah.
I think Isaiah had a couple too many drinks before he came on tonight. He's a great subscriber of mine. He's got the laughs tonight, buddy. I'm gonna maybe call back in late tonight, but I'm gonna let you go, buddy, because I got a bunch of people calling in.
Yeah, I'm gonna recall.
All right, Isaiah, thank you for calling in. I think Isaiah had a couple too many Heinekens tonight. What's going on? You're on live. Thank you for calling in.
Hey, what's going on, Chris? This is Freddie in Baltimore, one of the few Giants fans instead of a Ravens fan.
What is going on, Freddie from Baltimore? How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing great. Hey, I just wanted to tell you, ever since I stumbled on your channel, this is the first time I ever listened to a podcast on Monday Night Football. You and Bad Bells are like Pat Summerall and Madden.
Oh yeah, who's Pat and who's Madden?
You know what? I gotta say Bad Dog's mad, man. Hey, look, I wanted to tell you, I really appreciate what you do. You know, the way you come across, you're real knowledgeable and everything. I never knew, you know what, I always thought Gettleman was an idiot until I listened to you and Bad Dog break it down. And now I'm starting to have a newfound respect for this man.
I'll tell you, Gettleman. Everybody likes to bash the general manager, and I'm not going to say he did everything perfect, right? John, he made a lot of moves that make you scratch your head. But you look at the free agent acquisitions this guy brought in. He had no money. He had no money the last 2 years, so he's buying players with pennies on the dollar, right? So people are judging him off of these low-cost moves where he's trying to find, a needle in a haystack. In terms of the drafts, he's done a great job. He's done a fantastic job.
Look, I wanted you to expound on this. Look, you got a bunch of calls. I'm gonna hang up and listen, but I want everybody all of a sudden now found out Denver wanted Daniel Jones. Washington probably wanted Daniel Jones. Do you remember when the Giants said we were sure if we took him, if we didn't get him 6, he wouldn't have been there 17, and everybody wanted to hang him off the rafters? I'm gonna hang up and listen to you, but you tell me what you think about that. And I love your show, okay?
I appreciate that, buddy. I appreciate that, man. And yeah, real quick, I'll talk about that. So yeah, I was one to be completely honest with you on draft night. I was one of those people. I did not like the pick. Neither did Bad Dog. Neither did 99% of Giants. Well, all right, maybe it's 95. Maybe my math's off a little bit. But a lot of Giants fans didn't like that pick. But I'll tell you what, Gettleman looks like a smart man right now. What's going on? You're on live. Thank you for calling in.
Chris, can you hear me?
I hear you better. Is Sam again?
Yeah.
I hear you better this time, yeah.
All right. So I just wanted to talk about, have you seen, I forgot who said it. I'm going to check now. It was Emmanuel Aiko or whatever for ESPN. He thinks that Daniel Jones could have 400 yards passing and 4 touchdowns tomorrow.
I mean, anything's possible. I'm not predicting that. Anything's possible. You know?
I think...
Go ahead.
I think, like you say, the Redskins. We're thinking that we're playing like the Lions when they were 0-16, or like the 0-16 Browns. The Redskins aren't as bad. They have to play 3 playoff teams most likely, in the Cowboys, the Eagles, and the Bears.
Yeah, they have not an easy schedule to open up the season.
Yeah, I don't know. I think if Jay Gruden wants to keep his job, a lot of people are saying that this is going to be one of his last games. Or if he might get fired if they lose that game. So I think right now, if your job's on the line, I think you put in your quarterback that you drafted. Even though I don't know why.
I don't mean to interrupt, guys. You Sam. Why are we timing people out in the chat? Why are we timing people out in the chat? LA Lou, thank you so much for the super chat. $2 super chat. You can forget about it. He says, Chris, I'm out. See you and Bad Dog tomorrow. All right, buddy. Thank you so much for being a great subscriber, LA Lou, and I will see you tomorrow, my man. But I didn't mean to interrupt you. Go ahead.
Yeah. Even if like they weren't all on board with Dwayne Haskins, I don't think that news should have came out the Redskins organization, because then you lower the kid's confidence when he finds out that nobody or not everybody was on board with him. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I made a video on that. The Redskins organization is it's not good. It's just not. I don't understand how you can draft a quarterback without everybody being on board with the pick. It doesn't make sense. Maybe a 4th round pick, but when you're taking a guy that's supposed to be your guy for the next 10, 15 years, everybody should agree on that. Didn't make sense.
Yeah, you don't know. Maybe if the Redskins turn it around, they might not be picking as high as they were last year to get a quarterback. They're going to be stuck with this kid unless they find a gem in like the 4th, 5th round.
Well, I don't want to say stuck with the kid. We don't know what he is yet. He could be really good. But the bad thing here is not so much drafting of Dwayne Haskins. It's the fact that the coach wasn't on board with it. When you
Yeah.
draft a quarterback, that coach's job is on the line. That general manager's job is on the line. Everybody should
Yeah.
be, together on a decision like that.
That's why I think if this might be Jay Gruden's last game, I think he throws him in there.
I think this is Jay Gruden's last game. If they lose.
Yeah, if I'm Jay Gruden, even though maybe if he's not ready, because one thing, if we want, like, I know most fan wanted Haskins, we would have probably sat him all year, right? Because he only started 1 year. But I think the Redskins have to start him. Like, they're not in the position, or at least their coaches and GMs aren't in the position where they're going to keep their jobs if this kid, isn't good.
Right.
I don't know. I just think.
Go ahead.
I think Redskins are slowly. I think they're going off of they go for big name players that aren't as good. Like I think Landon Collins was definitely overpaid. He got $14 million for being basically a linebacker.
Well, I mean, the Redskins historically, if we're being fair, and I'm sure there's Redskins fans in the chat, but the Redskins historically have done horrible in free agency. They've overpaid for free agents that were over the hill. And any Redskins fan that tells you otherwise is lying. I mean, they have. Whether it be Deion Sanders, whether it be Bruce Smith, a number of guys. Now, one thing I'll commend the Redskins for, and a lot of people bashed them for it, I actually think they made the right decision long term. Jet G, thank you so much for the super chat. $2 super chat. You can forget about it. Go Boo tomorrow. Going to Colin soon, man. Jet G, I hope to hear from you, buddy. Thank you very much. One thing, I actually think the Redskins made the right decision not signing Kirk Cousins to a mega deal. I think it was the right decision. Now, short term, you're going to bite the bullet. But I think it was the right decision not signing him to a 4 or 5 year contract.
Yeah, because I mean, we probably know best. We've watched this for as long as he was there. He wasn't nothing crazy. He was an average quarterback.
Well, at the end of the day, I don't remember what he got. I don't remember what Cousins got, but I'm assuming he got, probably right around what Wentz got per year. And when
he was the highest paid quarterback in the league when he got his
highest
contract.
paid quarterback in the league. And when you pay an average to slightly above average quarterback, top quarterback money, you're not winning Super Bowls. And at the end of the day, that's what this game is about. And if that's his going rate, you let him walk. Because you didn't have the team to support him. Like, if you had an all-world defense like the Bears, go ahead. Go for it. But they didn't. So the Redskins made the right decision.
The team that signed them, they're not Minnesota. Minnesota's set up perfectly on defense. They have a good offense. And that's another thing I want to talk about after this. Like, I think the Vikings were in perfect position to take them because they had a team built. They had a top corner in the league, a top defense in the league.
No, for the Vikings, it made sense. They were coming off a year where they felt like they had everything in place but the quarterback. And it was a short-term deal, even though it's fully guaranteed, which is crazy. But it was 3 years, so they'll have him for 2 more years, and if it doesn't work out, they move on. But for the Redskins, didn't make sense. And I think they made the right decision there. I'll give them credit for that. But I think the Landon Collins signing was very bad. I do, if I'm being honest. Maybe I'm biased as a Giants fan. I don't think he was worth that money. I just don't. And you don't pay safeties $15 million a year. You just don't do it. It was a bad signing. He's not worth it. He's a slightly above average safety, in my opinion. He struggles in coverage, and I think he's going to get lit up tomorrow. I really do.
Yeah. Now, going back to the Vikings, all the rumors with Stephon Diggs asking for a trade already. Do you think we're possibly, one of the teams that could try to get him? Because I think if you give away a second and maybe a second, a fourth, and a player, you could probably get him. And I think that would help Daniel Jones as a quarterback a lot because he doesn't really have a number one receiver right now. If you could put Shepard back into the slot, and let's say Tate. I mean, I want Slayton on the outside. I don't really like the Tate signing.
Yeah, the Tate. I mean, I get the Tate signing when they did it, right? Because I think he does fit it well, this system, but he is very similar to Shepard. So that's why I was kind of like, But I think the biggest reason why they brought Tate in, one, they didn't know they were going to be drafting a wide receiver at the time. They don't know they're getting Darius Slayton. But two, I think that he was a locker room guy. I think he's a veteran presence that they felt would come in here, show some leadership ability in the locker room. Much like a Bethea. even though they overpaid a lot for Tate. I suspect that they're going to cut Tate after 2 years because he only carries a $5 million dead cap hit. So I think you'll see him on the team next year, which I'm fine with. You go out, you get a Judy possibly in the draft or whatever you do. You get a pass rusher, whatever you do. But after that year, Tate hits the road and you move forward. That's what I think will happen.
That's another thing I didn't like. I didn't like the duration of his contract. 4 years for a 30-year-old wide receiver.
But the fact that it's only a $5 million hit after 2, I don't mind it that much. You take a $5 million hit.
And I don't think Gettleman, even if we're in the position to draft Judy, I don't think that's going to be probably one of the last positions that he would go after because he likes going after the offensive lineman, and there's a lot of them in this year's draft. And he likes I think he'd go for the pass rusher, a good pass rusher over a receiver.
And I'm completely fine with that. I know a lot of people want Judy. Me personally, I prefer the pass rusher.
Yeah, if I could pick between Chase Young or Judy, I'm taking Chase Young every day.
Yeah.
Because I think, Jerry, you could always – I mean, your receivers don't make you. Like, we saw what happened with Odell. We could get another Odell and Jerry Judy, right?
Yeah.
I know they're different players, but you can get an Odell, basically, like that type of talent. But Odell didn't win us games. The reason why we went to the playoffs in 2016 was because we got pressure and we had I'd say the best defense in the league that year.
Yeah. I mean, it's common sense. Football is always the same way. I mean, yes, you're going to have teams like the Chiefs who are this electric offense, but for the most part, the way you win football games is, win Super Bowls, I should say, is defense and a running game. The running game sets up the pace.
Like, I hope Jones could turn out to be as good as Mahomes, but Mahomes is I think Mahomes is going to go down as one of the best quarterbacks of all time. Like,
he's got the
way
talent.
this kid could throw them.
He's got the talent.
I've never seen a quarterback make the type of throws he does. It's crazy. And to think that we could have had him, but John or Mara didn't let McAdoo trade up to get him.
Yeah. No, yeah, it is what it is. But hopefully Daniel Jones works out, and we're off to a good start. Hopefully doubles up tomorrow. But I'm going to let you go, Sam. Got some people calling in, but thank you so much for being a great subscriber, buddy.
All right, have a nice night.
You too, man. All right, that was Sam. Go ahead and call in, guys. Thank you guys for being here. Oh, my God, your pick is Haskins, bro. I guess you're talking to somebody else in the chat. Next caller, you're on live. Thank you for calling. I think this is Christian Orr.
Yeah, it's your son, Senor.
How you doing, buddy? How you been?
I'm chilling, in the Discord and everything, But yeah, so wait, what was your prediction for this game?
24-20 Giants.
24-20. 24-20, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's reasonable. I mean, it can go both ways. I mean, if the Eagles are able to pull out something like what they did against the Eagles or the Redskins, I think it can go either way because that first game, the offense was really electrifying for the Redskins, but I don't know if Case Keenum even has it left in the tank. The injury and everything. So I mean, who knows?
Yeah.
I have the Giants winning, but it can go either way.
I think the Giants should win. The Giants are at home. I think they should win the game. Doesn't mean they will. The Reds. We should not sleep on the Redskins. The Redskins are a bad football team, but so are we, if we're being completely honest. And they're not like the Dolphins. They're not like this team, that you're gonna walk all over. The Redskins have some talent on that team. They have a decent defense. And Keenum, the first 2 games look good against divisional opponents. So I don't think this is going to be a walk in the park. I don't, but I think in the end, the Giants find a way to get it done narrowly. I think it'll be close, though.
I think Keenum's ranked. I think he's right now, statistically, he's ranked in top 10 as quarterbacks. I think he's ranked at 9 or something like that. So he's not like another quarterback like a Josh Rosen or like a Marcus Mariota. He's actually, like, in my opinion, like really underrated.
He's okay.
Like if you're talking stats, he's average, but he's sort of overrated. If you're talking stats, or not overrated, underrated. If you're talking like statistics and everything, like yards and touchdowns and everything, yeah, he's underrated. But like talent wise, I don't think he's that talented.
He's a journeyman.
Like maybe Daniel Jones is like a little bit better than him talent wise, but I mean, it's really like depending on who you ask, because everybody has a different opinion on talent. So
he's a journeyman quarterback. He's like Ryan Fitzpatrick. He's a journeyman quarterback. Daniel Jones is a lot more talented than Case Keenum. It's a matter of, can he mold himself?
Yeah.
But
I mean,
go ahead.
At the end, it really comes into like blocking. I mean, that's what I really saw against Tampa Bay. That really kind of ruined the Giants. If it weren't for that last play where Daniel Jones took it upon himself and stuff like that and scored a touchdown, I think they were done for. But that's what I really like about Daniel Jones. He's really good at extending plays. Like whenever the pocket's collapsing, like he runs out of it. He knows how to. Something I see him really do that in college I see him do is like when he's like running and it looks like he's gonna try to go for the first down, he ends up passing it. So he's like kind of like sort of a mobile passing quarterback. Like he runs out of the pocket and like he's looking for first down. He looks like he's gonna go for first down and he throws it to a wide open player. That's what I really like about Daniel Jones, but I don't know if he can pull it off because Redskins have pretty decent pass rushers. Sweat, the linebacker, he's pretty good.
Sweat,
but
Sweat and Kerrigan.
I think.
Go ahead.
And I think on the defensive side for the Giants, McLaren, Jenkins should not even like line up with McLaren. I think you should give it a whoever else you have.
DeAndre Baker.
Or maybe probably Baker because Baker's like younger than Jenkins and he's not gonna blow coverages easily because he's another speedy dude. But I definitely didn't want Jenkins on McLaren because McLaren's just gonna run over him. So that's really all Betcher has to really do. Just leave Jenkins out. Probably against the tight end. Somebody that's sort of slow. So
I think.
I don't want.
I think Jenkins will be paired up on McLaurin. I'd be surprised if he isn't. He's the veteran corner. I know he looked bad last week. Jenkins is going to go up against the number one wide receiver. And maybe he won't, but I'd be surprised if he doesn't.
Yeah, most likely. But if I was defense coordinator, I mean, after the performance, lining up with Mike Evans last year, that's a veteran wide receiver, and he didn't even do anything to really stop Evans. So I'm not surprised that he's not gonna I wouldn't be surprised if he lines up with him, but I wouldn't be surprised also if he doesn't line up with him because I mean I think the play calling on the defensive side it's probably already changed. I think Jenkins is gonna probably get he's gonna get the same amount of starts and everything everything like that, but I think they're gonna stop using him come probably like week 14 because by then Jenkins is going to be worn out, in my opinion. So
Jenkins is going to be off this team by October 29th, the trade deadline. He won't be here by October 29th. I'd be shocked if he is. I think he's playing himself off the team. I think as long as the Giants can get something for him, I think they will. And he will not be in the starting backfield by then. But until then, I think he will be going up against number one wide receivers like McLaurin. I expect the Giants to do a very similar game plan to last week, where they send the blitz, they're going to leave Jenkins out without help, and he's going to have to find a way not to get killed like last week because that's what this defense is about. It's about blitzing, and when you've got a quarterback like Keenum, especially with a banged-up foot, who's prone to turnovers, they're going to do everything they can to get after him. So I expect them to leave him out alone one-on-one.
One more thing before I go. One thing I would just try to play zone against McLaren, because Jenkins obviously one-on-ones. He's not gonna do anything. He's gonna get burnt on the line of scrimmage. They're gonna do a 1-2 and then they're off. So probably make an adjustment to zone. If Jenkins can do it, and maybe blitz Jenkins and just add safety or add the safety to come down. And just kind of help out Jenkins, if there's like a slant or an in or a dig or something like that, just help him out with that. But that I wouldn't be surprised if McLaurin has 1 or 2 touchdowns Sunday. So I don't know, but I say
go ahead.
I see the Giants winning obviously because they don't have the defense to do it, but if offense is say explosive and everything, if Daniel Jones can pull off a 2-touchdown run and a 2-touchdown pass, they're all Gucci. So, yeah, I like the Giants coming in here. I picked them in my pick'em, but yeah, that's pretty much all I gotta say.
All right, Stenor, man. Always love when you call in. Thank you for being a great subscriber. And hopefully the Giants find a way to get a win on Sunday. Get to 2-2.
Yeah, good luck tomorrow, Chris.
I appreciate it, buddy. Have a good one.
Yeah. All right.
Next call. You're on live. Thank you for calling in.
Hold on one second.
Hey, Chris, what's up, man?
What's going on? What's going on? Is this King Envy?
Absolutely.
How you doing, buddy?
Good, man. You know, just telling you, I'm gonna keep listening to your content. Sometimes I don't a message underneath or whatever like that. Like I said, I just listen to you, man. I just wanted to call and congratulate how you're doing. I listen to your podcast too, man. Everything's going good for you, man.
I appreciate all your support, man. You know that. You and Ben, I always appreciate when you guys watch my videos. You tune in. I know you guys are big Nick fans, so I'm gonna be getting that content up in a couple of weeks. So I'll have double the content, Knicks and
Absolutely.
Giants. Probably. I think the first preseason game is in like 2 weeks. I was talking to Sim yesterday on the phone, so I'll definitely get that Nick content up within the next couple of weeks. So I'll be doing double
No,
the work.
like I said, since he listens to you so much, man, I think we could turn him from a Warriors to a Knicks. He's still, you know, he's only 8, so we got the chance to turn him, man.
Well, hopefully the Knicks help us turn him. Hopefully they're not a complete
Yeah, right.
disaster.
Yeah, gotta do something.
Yeah.
They gotta do something.
Yeah. But what do you think about this game tomorrow?
I'm excited, man. Unfortunately, I gotta work. I got Spectrum cable coming here at 1, or between 12 and 1, to switch my cable because I had Dish Network, man, and they cut out Fox, man. I can't watch it. Like, I wasn't even thinking about it till football season came up, and I can't watch. There's like two Giants games I could watch with them. So.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so the earliest they could get here is Sunday. So hopefully, before I leave, I can at least record, you know, somewhat of the game before I leave to go to work. But
oh man, hopefully you get that to work for you. But
I know second game at the end, it might be different if it was Eli, man. But I want to see all the, you know what I mean. I want to see everything that goes on in the game. I don't want to watch highlights.
Yeah.
I'm the type of person, I hate when people call me, text me. I don't have updates on my phone just in case I can't watch the game. I always record, and I'll sit home when I get home and just watch the game.
Yeah, and it's a big game
I'm
tomorrow.
excited. I think we're gonna get the win, man. I think we can pull it. Like I said, like we can't get too confident, man. We are who we are, but Jones is definitely giving us a little bit of life.
Brought some life to the fan base, some hope. I think people actually are starting to believe that, you know, we have a chance any game because we have a quarterback that could go out there and make things happen when there's nothing there to be made. You know, we saw it last week.
Yeah.
And hopefully he could do the same thing this week. You know, if plays break down, he makes plays with his legs, throws on the run. Yeah, he's got talent. Nobody could deny that after watching him play last week.
Yeah, it's crazy when, you know, like it always comes back to like all of our reactions and stuff, but like how ignorant or knowledgeable we were about him, and just what I'm not gonna compare him to what I think he's gonna be, man, but I don't know if he can keep doing what he's doing. You know, that was his first game to come out and do that, 2 touchdowns. You know, two on his own, man. Like to come out and do that after we, you know, everybody shitted on him, all that stuff. To come out and just prove something. I don't care how we just won the game, but just the way he played, came back from an 18 deficit, man. Like he's showing poise. He's good, man. Like I don't know. I got high hopes for this kid.
Well,
Hopefully,
you should. You know,
yeah.
6th overall pick, looked great. Game 1, you know, if we're gonna nitpick, he made a couple of mistakes. He fumbled twice. He threw a ball that should have been a pick. But overall,
in his first game, though, and his first, you know what I mean. It's hard to even like we can say that, but
he had a near flawless performance. He was phenomenal.
Look at everybody that, you know what I mean. Look at everybody else's quarterbacks. You know what I mean. Even the rookie, like Kyler Murray. I mean, Kyler Murray. Like I still think, man, they should have kept Josh Rosen. They should have, you know, traded their pick put something behind Josh Rosen. I bet you they'd be doing a lot better this year than they are now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like they should have built around the quarterback that they traded up for.
I'm with you. Listen, I'm with you on that. That was a horrible mistake by the Arizona Cardinals. I never understood that. I thought that the general manager should have been fired the second they hired Kingsbury, and he decided that he wanted Kyler Murray. It made no sense. No sense whatsoever.
You know, I still don't. I mean, I know Kyler Murray, you know what I mean, his talents in college, man, but like it's hard to transfer that height and all that stuff over to this. And they don't do something for him, man, he's never going to show a glimmer of hope. Not never, but I just don't. You got to have the right fit for all that stuff, man. Like it's not that.
Yeah, if you don't
He
have an
can't
offensive line,
see.
he's not going to be successful.
He can, that's why he rolls out. He can't see. Everybody's bigger than him. You know what I mean? Like he just. It makes a big difference, man. It really does. That's why they have the prototype quarterback.
Of course.
Ours is what, 6'5"? You know what I mean?
Jones is 6'5". Eli was 6'4", 6'5". Peyton 6'5". Brady's I think 6'4". I mean, there's few and far between short quarterbacks that have been successful in the league. There are some, but it's rare.
Yeah, and they're not usually successful for, not long careers either. Like, I've liked a lot of quarterbacks. You know what I mean? I'm a quarterback. Like, I'll like a team just because I like the quarterback. Not like a team, but I'm a quarterback guy. I like quarterbacks. But, yeah, I'm going to let somebody else get in, man. But keep doing your thing, man. And, I'll be calling in. I'll be listening tonight, man. And let's get this W tomorrow.
Let's get this dub, man. Hope to see you in the stream tomorrow, man.
Let's go. Yeah, let Daniel Jones get to his second win under his belt, and then we could think about freaking Minnesota.
That's right, my man. Thank you for calling in, King Envy. Thank you for the call.
Have a good night, man.
All right, buddy. Next call, you're on live. Thank you for calling in.
Hello.
Hello, who's this?
Hi, this is Greg from Albany.
Greg from Albany. How you doing, Greg?
I'm doing good. How you doing this evening?
I'm all right.
Go Big Blue.
Let's go Big Blue is right. So what's going on, man?
Hey, listen, I had to make a comment here because I've been thinking about this. I've been watching the media, and I'm sure you have too, and it's just a big Danny Dimes hype train and all this thing, which is a kind of a roller coaster of emotions. It's been up and down, so I didn't want to get too high on DJ. But I had made up my mind after watching that Bucks game and then throwing in the combination of the preseason. I think a lot of Giants fans have to understand, based from a technical standpoint, not just the media, because they're so up and down. If you watch Daniel Jones, and this is more of a comment more than a question, more of a statement. The amount of time that he goes through his progressions it's mind-blowing. If you look at the other rookies in the NFL, and you look at multiple situations, that touchdown pass, then the long play to Darius Slayton, he goes through his progressions. I saw one play where he threw against his body, rolling left. That is such a hard throw to make, that long pass, that 40-yard pass. The progressions that he goes through, I guarantee you, the Cutcliffe tree, his coach there, that's what made him NFL ready, and that's why I've made up my mind from this point right now. I know I'm jumping. I don't think I'm jumping the gun. It's just his IQ separates him from all the other players, and that's really why I want Giants fans to have hope in this guy.
I got hope in him.
I
got hope in him. I'll tell you that right now. And you bring up some great points. He does scan the field very well. Rex Ryan came out and said what he said about Baker Mayfield, how he's a one-read quarterback, and he's absolutely right. When you watch Baker Mayfield, he does not scan the field like a Daniel Jones does. He just doesn't. You saw it in the preseason. You saw it in that game. Second, third read throws, and he's quick. He's quick. You're absolutely right about that. And his technique is very good as well. You could tell he was very well coached. Let's put it that way in college. You could tell. You still there? Hello? Did I lose you?
Absolutely.
Oh, now I hear you. I think you got a delay. Are you listening on the TV or on the phone?
Yeah. Sorry, I do have a delay here. I'll let you go with that. I just wanted to give Giants fans hope.
Yeah, no worries, man. That was a great call. Thank you for calling in.
Yeah. All right, go Big Blue.
All right,
Bye.
buddy. Have a good one. Next call, you're on live. Thank you for calling in.
Hey, what's up, Chris?
What's going on? Who's this?
See, I was testing on, see if you recognize my voice. It's Ivan Felipe.
Oh, what's going on, man? How you doing, Ivan Felipe?
No, good. Listen, I have a question for you. I'm going to test your football knowledge here. Do you know how many comebacks of 18 points that Eli Manning have in his career?
Oh, wow. I mean, 18. Well, I remember he had the 17-point comeback early on in his career in 2005 against the Eagles.
If you had a guess, what would you say?
I mean, based on you asking me this, I'm going to say like 0 or 2, something small.
Well, he's 0-48 when he's actually 0 wins, 48 losses by his 18 points down, which is a crazy stat because I'm a big on stats. And one of the things they were talking about, the announcers were talking about how high they are on him. He's 0-48 when he's down 18 points, which is crazy because on this guy's first team, he basically has more wins already than Eli in his career by being down by 18 points.
By that deficit. That is a crazy stat.
Yep.
That is a crazy stat over a 15-year career. That's a crazy stat. I mean, it was an amazing accomplishment that we saw on Sunday for him to come back from an 18-point deficit. Now the defense played a big part as well. They're not getting enough credit. In that second half, the defense kept them in the game. But Daniel Jones was...
Oh yeah, definitely. Like that's one of the things I remember when I called last week. Matter of fact, and I heard some of the callers comment after what I said. He's gonna have 300 yards and 3 TDs, and everybody was like, "Oh," and and everybody, the speculators are now changing their tune. I don't know if you've been watching like First Take and all this. Everybody's jumping on the bandwagon. How he's the greatest prodigy and yada yada yada.
Yeah, see,
but,
that I won't do yet. I'm gonna say that I see the talent that people are in love with. I gotta see more than one game before I say he's gonna be this prodigy and this, this old world quarterback. But he's got the tools to be a great quarterback. That, make no mistake about that.
Yeah, that's basically one of the things that I know I was listening to the draft with you and I was crazy. Like, I was pissed off myself. And then, I started doing my homework on DJ. Yeah, and that's the reason. So his toughness. Like, one of the things they were commenting, like, yo, when the guy was right in his face coming up, he's going to get hammered. And he just got up like it never happened. Like, it was a flag football, and he just got pushed on the floor. And he got hit right in the face. And that's the kind of leadership that you could tell. Like, some of the guys, like, you saw Barkley, how he was hopping one leg after the game. He was excited, like, not for nothing. I think if Eli was to do that, he'll probably be excited, but he's not going to be hyped. And I think that's why he got his second opinion, because I think he's anxious, Barkley's anxious to get back out there, see what combination him and Daniel could do, because I could see I think that's why the defense playing better too, is because I think he's getting them, getting that, sometimes that new leadership in there just kind of motivates everybody else to play better. So
sparked the team. You gave him some energy.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm sure you have a lot of callers, but I just want to say what's up. And
no, man, I always
my
appreciate
prediction tomorrow is going to be 31-17, and he's going to pass for 275 with 3 touchdowns. So write that down, and then when I call next week, I say, "Yep, I told you so" again.
Yeah, you know what? I'm not going to make any predictions this week because I don't want to be. I'm not going to say anything.
Well, write it down. Remember, I called it last week, so
275,
write it down.
275, 3 touchdowns, Yvonne. All right, there you go. You got it.
All right, so when I call next week, you'll be like, "Yo, see." I should start predicting. I did not bad in my fantasy because I think I also comment on that. That's going to be my sleeper was Daniel Jones, and sure enough, he had a pretty good game.
I hope you're right, man. I hope you're right because if he does that, good chance we win tomorrow.
Yep. Well, I said 31-17 Giants, so write that one down too. But enjoy your rest of your night, man.
All right, buddy. Thank you for the call. Next call, you're on live. Thank you for calling in.
Entertainer, what's going on? It's JJ from Brooklyn. How are you, man?
What's going on, JJ from Brooklyn? How you been?
Pretty good. How's everything, man?
Same old, same old. Just getting ready for this game tomorrow. Talking to some great Giants fans.
Yep. And can I just say, I know it's a Giants talk show, but I just gotta say, as a Met fan, that was awesome. Pete Alonso to break Judge's record. That was sweet, man.
53 home runs in a rookie year. How about that, huh?
Man, seeing all the Yankee fans crying all on the social media websites makes it a little sweeter, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I tell you, that kid's going to be a player. That kid's going to be a player.
Huh?
That kid's going to be a player.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, this mainly just cut down, one weakness, obviously, strikeouts,
Yeah.
But that's the most power hitters, they're going to strike out,
Yeah, he's a thumper.
But, yeah. So, with this Giant game, I know you guys were talking about McLaurin. He might be out. He didn't practice all week.
Yeah, I saw that, and then I read the Roto World report, and I don't know how up-to-date this was, but it was the most up-to-date report that I saw on Roto World, and they basically said that they expect him to play.
Oh, really?
Matter of fact, I'll look it up now to make sure, but that's what I saw maybe about 4 hours ago.
Oh, okay, yeah, because I think the last I saw was either Thursday or yesterday. They said he didn't practice all week, so like he hurt his hamstring in the last game at the end of the game versus the Bears. So
yeah, this is as of what is that? What's today's date? The 28th?
I think so.
So this is as of yesterday, actually. Finley added that the hamstring injury described as a minor pull and holding him out of practice was precautionary. Still,
Oh,
McLaurin is
okay.
a candidate for reduced snaps. So it sounds like he could play,
Yeah,
but he may have a reduced role. That's possible.
yeah, right. Hamstrings are tricky, man. You
Yeah.
know, it's tough. You know, but so yeah, I mean, obviously it's exciting. You know, like what a quarterback change could do. Now the place, you know, it's gonna be crazy and everything. You know, they're gonna be pumped up. The crowd. You know, it's exciting what a change in to a young quarterback could do for a team and a fan base. You know.
Oh, Giants fans are so amped
Yeah.
up, man. Giants fans are so amped
Yeah.
up. There's a new spark. There's a new energy to this football
Exactly.
team. And, even if we don't, even if we win 6 or 7 games this year, if we start to show positive signs, we see great things out of Daniel Jones. You're going to get
Exactly.
bad. He's a rookie. He's going to make mistakes.
Yeah, right. If he
Um,
has a bad game tomorrow, you know, you can't have everyone now saying, "Oh, I knew he wasn't going to be a bum after all." You know, like there's going to be bad games. You
yeah,
know, he's a rookie.
it's
You
inevitable.
know.
But you
I mean,
saw why they drafted him 6 last week with some of the things he's
oh
capable of
yeah,
doing.
yeah, that was special, man. That was, you know, he could move. He's got, you know, the thing that nobody really mentioned when they drafted him was he was at Duke. His receivers, obviously, you're not getting, you know, 5-star recruits. His receivers led, I think, all of college in drops. You know,
38,
all of his,
38 drops.
yeah. I mean, you know, so that's a huge thing that most people didn't really talk about with him.
And
You
his
know, so a
offensive
lot
line
of
was
it
beyond
wasn't, you know,
horror. His offensive line was as bad as it gets.
yeah, exactly. You know, he's at Duke. You know, he doesn't have, you know, all these guys like they have at Alabama and Clemson and Georgia. You know what I'm saying? Like these guys aren't good receivers.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, I'm
he
with
doesn't
you on
have a
that.
good line. You know, but I also wanted to ask you. I mean, I think Jones should have a really good game. That Redskins secondary's next to the Giants. I think it's the worst so far. You know,
Yeah,
so I think,
my guess with the
you know,
I think I said it earlier. What I expect the Redskins to do in this game, I think that they're gonna play some zone. I don't think that they're gonna put 7 or 8 in the box. Well, definitely not
yeah,
8 in the box like the Bucks did last week. I think that they play off
right,
the line. I think they make Gallman beat them. Um, and
yeah,
they're going to protect against the pass in this game, and we'll see what Jones does with that adjustment. I could be wrong. Maybe the
yeah.
Redskins take the reverse approach, but if I was the defensive coordinator for the Redskins, that's how I would attack the Giants this week.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's what they'll do too. Yeah, Goldman. I mean, yeah, I think he's a subpar running back. You know, I
Yeah.
don't think. You know what I mean? But you know, I think Shepard and Ingram, I think, are set up for another huge game. If they think Landon Collins is gonna guard Ingram, that guy might have 200 yards.
I tell you,
You
Ingram,
know?
Ingram could be in for a big day tomorrow. Ingram could be in
Yeah, he'll
especially if we
destroy
get the
that
running game
guy.
going. If we get the running game going, it's lights out.
Exactly. Yeah. And also, I wanted to ask you a question. I know they had Giants. I think they have the most cap space next year, right? Over 100 million. So it's got to be near the top of
I don't think they have
all the
100
teams
million
with cap.
anymore because they made a couple
Oh
of
no.
moves. Yeah, they extended. I think it was Solder. No, didn't extend, but they restructured his contract to open up a little more
Oh
space this
God.
year. So 5 million goes up against the cap there. They're gonna have about 80 to 90 million. They're gonna have a lot of money. They're gonna have about 80, 90
Yeah, and
million
that's
dollars.
before cuts too. You know, I'm sure
No.
there'll be
That's
more
including
cuts
the
that
projected cuts. That's including the
Yeah.
cut of
So
Jenkins, and
yeah,
that's including that. But
yeah.
they're
So
gonna about 85, 90 million.
right. So do you know? I know. I'm sure you don't know of all the free agents, but do you know like what position where there's like the strongest? You know, the free
Yeah,
agent
I
wise.
was going over this the other day on the Giant show. I'll look it up
Yeah.
real quick. There was maybe I'll get into it with the next caller, but there was a couple of guys. In terms of wide receiver, there was nobody really of note. That was
I think Amari Cooper though, right? They haven't
yeah,
signed him yet. The
but I
Cowboys.
kind of project the Cowboys to keep him, but maybe not. It's possible they don't.
I mean, I don't know. They just signed. They got to still sign Dak, and I don't know. I don't think it's a given.
It's not a given. It's
You know,
definitely not a given.
you know.
I just don't
Yeah.
know. Do you want to pay? We'll see. I mean, they'd have to give him like $20 million, but
Yeah.
you look at the. I mean, in
Yeah.
terms of pass rushers, there's not a lot of big names. There's just not.
Right.
You
I
know.
mean, I don't think they're gonna be bad enough. You know, but actually, I don't know. Who knows? You know, to get Judy, he's gonna be. He had another huge game today. I think he's definitely gonna be a top 5 pick.
Yes, he is.
You know, it's a really good wide receiver class. So say they get the 12th pick, I think they could. CeeDee Lamb, Alabama's got 2 stud receivers. There's supposed to be, I think, 4 receivers like the top 20 picks.
Yeah,
So they
there's
should,
options out there if they decide to go wide receiver. That's definitely
right.
one of their
Yeah.
needs. Wide receiver, pass rush, right tackle, middle linebacker.
Yeah.
Those four, safety.
Right.
That's
Yeah, there's still needs for sure.
yeah, that's what you're looking at.
The corners, I mean, I know they drafted a lot of young ones, but, Baker's been, I think they said he's ranked as the worst corner by far so far this year. He's been rough.
And
DeAndre Baker.
you saw him make the adjustment last week. He played a lot better.
Right, he did. Yeah, he did.
But we'll see
Yeah.
how it goes going forward. I expect the young kids to struggle. I mean, they're kids.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, corners, it's like quarterbacks. Sometimes it takes, a couple of years to get, hit their
I think
stride,
Baker's gonna be fine. I do. But it may take him.
Yeah.
It may take him a half a season. It might take him
Right.
half a season. We're gonna have to live with it.
Yeah, definitely. All right, man. I'll let you go. I appreciate the time. Have a good night, all right?
You got it, buddy, man. Thank you for being a great subscriber. Thank you
All
for the
right,
call.
man.
Have a good one.
You too, man.
Next call, you're on live. Thank you for calling in.
Hey, what's up?
What's going on? Who's this?
Alex Sports.
Alex Sports. Before I talk to Alex, I just want to say thank you to everybody for being here. I see Joe Biden, the president, potential president, in the chat. Victor Jimenez, thank you for being here. Thomas Cusack, Charles Deo, entertainer's long-lost son in the house. All right, I didn't know about that guy. Shit Fondue in the house. Anthony in the house. Poppy Chulo Chad in the house. Kristen Orr, of course. It's Slurpee. Thank you to everybody for being here. So, Alex Sports, how you been, buddy?
I've been good. How about you?
I've been good, man. Coming off a win. This was a good week for once. We had to wait 7 days for the game this week. So hopefully we get to double that up and get a nice 2-game winning streak.
Oh yeah, that would be great. We got to get back to that 500 mark. I know. We're expected to win this game, and we got to win it. If we don't win it, we'll look like we'll look like the worst team in the NFL who can't beat the Redskins. I mean, we're supposed to win this game. It'll be an embarrassment if we cannot win this game.
Oh, we got to win this game. I mean, in all reality, and I'm not saying we're going to beat the Vikings. We probably won't. But if we want a realistic shot to do anything this year, even have meaningful games in the last 4 or 5 weeks of the year, we got to win the next 2. Because we can't be going we can't be 2-3 going into New England. We just can't.
No, we can't. This is like a must-win game. Nobody wants to be 1-3. Like you're in a hole.
They got to win the next 2. They have to be 3-2.
I mean, somehow, some way. But this is a winnable game. The Redskins don't have like a scary offense. I mean, they don't have that many weapons on their offense. They're going through a lot of problems. It's a winnable game.
We're favored. It's going to be one of the few games this year we're favored by Vegas. So it's a game we're supposed to win. We're at home.
Yeah.
It's a game we're supposed to win. Now, I'm not going to say blowout like a lot of Giants fans think. I think it'll be a competitive game. But I think it's a game we definitely can win. I think we're about we're about even in terms of talent with the Redskins. But we're at home. So I think there's a good chance we can win this game.
Yeah. The fact that it's at home, and I think we're just a little bit better than them, like offensively. We got better players on offense. I think we're in a better position. They have a lot of more problems than we do, I think. But our defense is gonna struggle. I hope not. I hope it does not struggle. I mean,
of course you hope not. Yeah. But if we're being realistic, they probably will. They have not put a full game together yet. They had a good second half against the Bills. They had a good second half last week against the Bucks. But
I feel like they're improving every week, just a little bit.
Well, they got 7 sacks over the last 2 weeks as a team. That's something to hang your hat on.
Yeah, I mean, they were terrible against Dallas. They got a little better against the Bills in the second half. And then last week they were awful in the first half, just terrible. And then they shut down the Bucks to 3 points in the second half. I mean, that's really good.
Yeah, no, the defense played great in the second half. They got to play good in the first half now.
Yeah, I mean, it's a full game. They got to play well the whole game, or else we're going to have to play from behind.
Yeah, and you don't want to do that. Can we please, for once, get a double-digit lead, something we haven't been able to do, and it seems like forever? Get out to a nice lead and sit on it.
Yeah, we always have to be playing from behind this year so far.
Yeah. Get out to a nice 10-point lead and sit on it.
Yeah, and hopefully our defense will not blow that like they did in the past.
Yeah. Yeah, I will say this Redskin offense isn't the most high-powered offense in the world. I do give our defense a chance to play a fairly decent game.
Yeah.
I think we're going to send a lot of guys on blitzes, and I think we're going to try to create some turnovers in the passing game. I think we'll have opportunities, but we'll have to wait and see how it plays out.
Yeah, I want to see some more pass rush. I think we can get to Keenum maybe 2 or 3 times. That would be great. You need to see pass rush. I want to see more of Dexter Lawrence. I think he's improving every week. I think he's doing something every week. He's staying in the mix. He's doing something. He blocked a kick last week. That was huge.
Dexter Lawrence had a sack and a block kick.
Yeah, that was a huge part of the game.
Yeah, that was great. It was great. And hopefully they can keep it up going into tomorrow. I'm looking forward to it, and hopefully the Giants can come out with a victory.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be great. I'm really excited for this game. I hope we need this.
You should be.
Yes.
Anything else, buddy?
Nope. I think that's it, guy. Entertainer.
All right, Alex, man. Thank you for the call, man. Keep up the great work on your channel. If you guys haven't checked out Alex Sports, go ahead and check him out.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, buddy. Bad Dog has never been on the call-in show, Bradley. This is Bad Dog does games with me. Don't do call-in shows. What's going on? You're on live. Thank you for calling in.
Tano, what's up, kid?
What is going on? What is going on?
How are you?
I'm doing good, man. How you been?
Good. I'm doing good. You ready for tomorrow?
Of course I'm ready for tomorrow. Is the Pope Catholic?
Yep. Hell yeah. Oh yeah. Ready to go 2-2.
Let's get a win. Let's get a win tomorrow. Let's get the 500. Something we haven't done since 2016.
Oh, I know, man. It's brutal, isn't it?
Oh God. Don't remind me. Don't remind me. But I'm optimistic going tomorrow. I think we're gonna get a win.
I don't root for the Packers a lot, but I was pulling for them the other night, and it just the chips didn't fall the way I wanted them to, or any of the rest of us either.
Yeah. No, yeah, they didn't, but but I think we're gonna win tomorrow. I really do. But I'm not taking this team lightly. I know I see a lot of the comments in my videos. A lot of people think we're gonna blow them out. I'm not gonna say that. I'm not gonna say that.
I'm not gonna say we're gonna blow them out. It's an NFC East team versus another NFC East team. They're usually tough games, no matter what. One team can be, 12-4, and the other team can be 1 whatever, and they could go either way.
Yeah, and they've played tough teams, the Redskins.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
They played the Eagles, the Cowboys, and the Bears.
Right, yeah, and that rookie wide receiver that they ot's looking pretty good. Yeah, McLaurin. Yeah, he's looking good. But at least we're starting to get healthier on our wide receiving core. Starting to get Cody Latimer's coming back tomorrow, right?
Yeah, Cody Latimer's going to be back tomorrow. We'll see how they use him. Obviously, Slayton, got into the mix last week. I kind of want to make sure Slayton's still getting his targets.
Yes.
But we'll see.
Yes.
We'll see if they use Latimer at all in the passing game. I think they will a little bit. I think he'll get some targets. But we got to establish that run game. We got to establish that run game this week. Something we couldn't do last week.
Yes, no matter what, even if it's Gallman in the back, I don't care who's in the backfield. We have, like you were just saying, we have to get the run game going. I mean, you become one dimensional if you just throw the ball all the time. And then defenses are going to pick up on that, no matter what. A bad defense or a good defense, and you just don't want to have to rely on the passing game constantly because it just people figure you out too quick. I mean, I know we don't have Saquon, but Gallman can get some stuff done, and I heard we brought Hilliman up, or Jonathan Hilliman, or whatever, and really haven't seen much from Elijah Penny, but one way or the other, we have to.
Yeah, even if we're only getting 3.5 yards a clip, you have to stay committed to keep that defense honest.
Right.
And that'll help you set up the play action pass and allow Evan Ingram to potentially have a big day. So, that's what we got to hope for.
I think he's going to have a huge day. And like you were saying, Slayton, from what I saw from that kid last week, that was great, man.
Yeah,
that was great. I was so happy for him.
82 yards in the air in his debut game. So he's a guy that can really stretch the defense. So I'm looking forward to seeing what he could do tomorrow. And hopefully the Giants have a nice sequel for that nice win last week. and we build off of it, and we get to 2-2, and then obviously we got to deal with the Vikings. But I'd like to be 2-2, and with a chance for some hope going into that 5th game of the season.
Absolutely, yeah. 2-2 will be tied if we get to 2-2. I'm not jumping the gun, but if we get to 2-2, we'll be tied for second, right? Cowboys, their schedule. I know our schedule gets a little tougher, but so does the Cowboys as the season goes along. And who knows? Maybe this Daniel Jones train that we're riding right now can keep on chugging along, and we can maybe get some victories that a lot of people wouldn't expected us to get.
1 week at a time. 1 week at a time.
Exactly.
We got a big game tomorrow. If we don't win tomorrow, we're in big trouble. So win tomorrow, then we'll worry about the Vikings week 5.
Definitely agree. If we do not win tomorrow, we are in a lot of trouble. Definitely.
Yeah, it's a game we got to win. Got to win.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I'll let you go. Are you gonna be on? You gonna be on tomorrow live, or what?
Yeah, I'll be on my channel doing the Giants game. Probably on about 12:40.
Okay, sounds good. I'll talk to you then.
All right, buddy. Thank you for the call.
No problem.
Have a good one.
Bye.
What's going on? You're on live. Thank you for calling in.
Hi. How's it going?
It's going good, man. Thank you for calling in, buddy.
I have a few questions about tomorrow, and what do you think the Giants are going to do tomorrow? Because the Redskins' offense, we haven't. What we saw in the Dallas game, I think it was like 24-31, and Dallas' defense absolutely dominated.
I think it was 35-17.
It was?
Yeah, we got killed.
Yeah, we did. But these next few games we're playing the Vikings and then the Redskins, the Vikings and the Patriots. But I think this Daniel Jones kid, man, I wanted to see Eli play, and I always loved Eli, but I think it's time, and I think this kid really is the real deal.
Looks the part after week 1. Yeah, after week 3 rather, his first game. We'll have to wait. Oh man, John Laturtle, thank you so much for the super chat, man. $2 super chat. You can forget about it. He says, the entertainer, where's the chest there? You're the man. No chest there. No chest. You got much bigger super chat for chest there, John. You know that. $2 ain't going to get you no chest there. But John, thank you for the super chat, buddy. But Daniel Jones is, he definitely has the makings of a potential big-time quarterback. Whether it be his ability to stand in the pocket, whether it be his ability to extend plays, his mechanics. I had a caller calling earlier, his ability to read the field quickly. He's got a lot of things that you like.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to seeing what he could do in part 2, building off of that debut performance. And, I think he's going to have a good game tomorrow. I really do.
Yeah, and I think that we're going to. And what I've seen from Evan Ingram has just amazed me. Like we wasted 2 years of this guy's career because of not targeting him. But this guy this year, I feel like he's going to be a Pro Bowler. I think this guy can have a great career because what I'm seeing from him is he's running down the slot. He could be a deep receiver. He could be even a wide receiver if we're thinking about it. He doesn't need to play tight end. But I think that he's best tight end on the game, and I think he's going to be insane for us this year. Keep going.
The most impressive thing, he's been great in the receiving game, but his blocking has taken a big step forward. You heard that in training camp, and he's blocked a lot better this season. You've seen it in the highlights. Evan Ingram's taken a huge step forward. He's going to the Pro Bowl this year. He's been phenomenal. And he's finally living up to that first-round selection. He's one of the top tight ends in football, period. The guy's on pace to have, 1,200 yards out of the tight end spot? He's been great.
Yeah.
And hopefully they keep it going this week. And he's got a very favorable matchup this week against Landon Collins. So there's no reason to think that Evan Ingram can't have a big day tomorrow.
Yeah, and the thing is that the Giants, their defense, they need to step up tomorrow. They had a better second half. Like you said, they had a better second half. But they have to have a full game this week. We can't be trailing from behind every week.
Can't do it.
It's like a massive changer.
Can't do it. You got to get out to the lead. They've done a good job of getting out to the lead. The first 2 games they got out to the lead.
They've done a great job of getting out of the lead.
Yeah, get out to the lead.
Then they lose it.
Can we get 2 stops? 2 stops to open the game.
Yep.
Am I asking for too much? But the defense can't come out like that again. You can't keep asking your quarterback to make miraculous comebacks. It's not gonna happen. So the defense has to play their part, and I'm not expecting a shutout, but play a reasonable game. Don't get killed in coverage. Don't have a receiver drop 200 yards on you. And we'll get the win. We'll get the win. Don't turn the ball over, and we'll get the win. And that's all I care about. Just get a W.
Yeah, and Janoris Jenkins. I mean, you can't come out here and talking trash about your defensive line when you're not playing good. But I think he needs to have a big week this week. If he doesn't, I mean, you could trade him away and get a draft pick or some player. But I mean, he has to step up. I mean, who is he guarding this week?
I think he's probably going to be guarding McLaurin. I could be wrong, but that's what I'm guessing.
Yeah.
If he plays, I think he'll be guarding McLaurin, and I think it's going to be a lot of the same thing. I think you're going to see Jenkins out on an island, guarding McLaurin. I think we're going to be sending a lot of blitzes, and Jenkins is going to have to stick with him. And I get he's going to give up some plays, but you can't get burnt like you did last week. Can't.
Yeah, and another thing is Betcher. I mean, I've had it with Betcher. After those 2 games and not speaking to the media at all, just pissed me off. Like it's like he might need to switch a scheme. If the Giants say they lose, please don't. Hope they don't lose. But say they lose the Redskins and the Vikings, he's gonna have to. They might have to get him out of there because I mean Betcher's scheme this year has been pretty bad. I mean, it hasn't been that good.
Betcher has struggled. Betcher. The Giants have struggled with the Betcher system.
Yeah.
But it's a learning process. It's still a very young defense. You have to give them a little time. And, I'm going to start judging Betcher halfway through this season. If this defense doesn't have big strides by week 8, week 9, that's a problem. That's a problem. And hopefully that's not the case. Hopefully the defense gets better as the season goes along. I don't expect a finished product. You've got a lot of very inexperienced football players in a system that they're not accustomed to playing in, a very complex system as well. So, we'll see. But, 1 week at a time. That's all I can say with this team. 1 week at a time.
And I want to see O'Shea McZeminus out on the field more. Every time he steps on the field, he's fast, versatile. I want to see him out on the field a little bit more just because he can make plays. And when he's out there, I mean, he's made some plays. I mean, I think he has a sack this year. But I want to see him out on the field a little bit more.
He had a sack and a half. He's second on the team in sacks. So he's been good, O'Shea McZeminus. So we'll see what happens going forward this week. And hopefully the defense gets out there, creates a turnover. They got their first one last week. Hopefully we create a couple.
Yeah.
Hopefully we create a couple this week.
Yeah, Ryan Connolly, he's stepping up big for us. I mean, after Ogletree went down that second half, or did Ogletree go down in the first half or the second half?
I can't remember. It might have been I can't remember when exactly in the game he went down.
Yeah, but when Ryan Connolly stepped in, I mean, Connolly's been so good for us. I mean, having Connolly step in like that and not having Tay Davis in there, I think Tay Davis hasn't played that good. But I like how Connolly's played so far, and I like how the Giants won last week, and I think we need to get a big win this week and start off 2-2 and have some momentum going into our second home game next week. If we say we win this game, pray to God that we do. We go 2-2. You play the Vikings at home, and maybe we pull out a win. You never know.
One game at a time. Let's get to 2-2 first. But thank you for calling in, buddy. Thank you for calling.
All right. See you later. Have a good night, man.
All right, my man. Good call. Next call. You're on live. Thank you for calling in.
Hey, what's up, bro? It's Sean from California again. I appreciate you taking my call today.
I appreciate you for calling in. How you doing?
Hey, it's good. I just wanted to talk about the last game real fast. I know you guys probably went through that during the week. I was watching you guys' videos, but man, what a performance from Daniel Jones. I ended up getting Game Pass. So I ended up just waiting after the game, turning off all my notifications on my phone, and I got to enjoy that performance by him. And when's the last time you seen a running back run for a touchdown 2 times? Like, man, thank you, Manning, for what you did for the organization. But it's looking good going forward. What do you think about that, man? Like, I'm looking at tomorrow's game, and I'm not trying to say it's an easy win, but it's a win it's a game that we should win and build motivation going against the 2 teams after that. I'm not trying to look over the Redskins by any means. They still have studs on the defense and both the offensive side of the ball, but I can see a scenario, just a bold prediction of our defense actually a come-out game for the defense showing up. It's at home. Our defense finally coming up. It's the fourth week they're getting their stuff together, and I can see a big game, but from DeAndre Baker and from the whole defense as a whole. And I say DeAndre Baker for reason being that it's the fourth week in. He seems to get better and better as the weeks go on. He's still making mistakes, but he's a rookie. He has a lot to learn, and I kind of see Jordan Jenkins not Jack Rabbit not coming back with another performance like that. I think he just had an off game. It started early in the game, and he just never got out of his head. He had himself in his head, and he never got himself out of his own head with the remarks that he said. And here he is on the field making bad play after bad play. So I just wanted to call in and say those two things. I mean, excited. I'm excited to see that Landon Collins versus Ingram matchup, and I honestly think Ingram is going to be. I don't want to just say his name out lightly because he's such a stud, but I can see Ingram over time becoming like a Gronkowski because I mean, the kid can block and his speed's amazing, and I'm loving the fact that
he's a stud.
I'm loving the fact that he's a tight end.
Yeah.
The fact that we can looking forward. I'm not trying to overlook this whole season, but watching you guys videos earlier, watching your videos earlier in this week, it's kind of like, man, looking forward. Look at the genius that is Devin Giverman coming in. We have 11 picks next season. You know how much stud wide receivers is going to be coming up through the draft. There's a lot of studs at wide receiver, man. With Daniel Jones, if he keeps on playing the way he plays, yeah, it's the Redskins. If he goes downstairs and does what he does last week against the Redskins, and somehow he does it again over, how big would that be if Daniel Jones beats Minnesota and then beats the Patriots? I know that's a lot. I'm not jumping to conclusions.
Yeah, no, I know what you're saying.
I say that all to say is if he does that, now we're not just looking at a good team. Now we can start looking at a dynasty being how much money we got next season and how much draft picks we got and how young our team is.
Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones, I mean, his performance is as good as it gets. Couldn't have asked for a better performance than what you got, especially from a rookie quarterback. Put the team on his back, down 18 points at the half. Looked marvelous doing it. He made every play you could ask a quarterback to make, whether it be the running game, whether it be extending plays with his legs to make throws, whether it be making throws under pressure, whether it be making throws with anticipation. Daniel Jones looked the part week one. Hopefully he looks the part week two. So as far as that goes, yeah, he looked phenomenal. Now this week's... Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, no, I was going to say, I'm just make a point. I'll probably get off the line and you can continue to make answer my question, and not even question, but just answer what I was about to say, and then take other calls because I don't want to take up too much time. But what I was gonna say too is he did it without Barkley. You know what I'm saying? He did it without Barkley, and that's just huge. And I'm loving now seeing all these talk shows now. I know it's the Tampa, but a lot of people forget Todd Bowles is a really good defensive mind. You know what I'm saying?
Todd Bowles is a great defensive mind.
Exactly.
Yeah, he shut down Carolina the week before. But I mean, we'll see. You look great week one. There's certainly a reason for optimism. The 11 picks, you're spot on with that as well. The 4 comp picks we're gonna have, it's more ammunition to trade up. And we got a young emerging defense. We're gonna figure out who's who and what's what. And I'm sure some of those guys are gonna be productive pros, and the ones that aren't, we'll replace them with other players. The cap space, we're gonna be able to fill in a lot of holes, and the offensive line is vastly improved. So there's a lot of positive things going forward. This team isn't ready, I don't think, to compete yet, but you're starting to see it come together.
Exactly.
It's encouraging to see that.
And the fumbles and the ball security, that's fixable. He's showing some things that's not teachable. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, Tiki Barber
you can
fixed
fix the ball security.
Tiki Barber used to fumble all the time.
Exactly. I'm gonna get off here, man. I appreciate the videos. You keep me locked down. I subscribe to your channel. You keep me going, man. I appreciate that.
I appreciate you watching all my videos,
I love seeing a Giants fan doing his thing and giving fair and honest opinions. And you're not being biased of the Giants whatsoever. You're fair. You're honest, and you're talking facts. I love your channel, bro. I love what you're doing. Keep it up, bro.
I appreciate that, man. Yeah, just keep watching the videos, and I'll keep making them. Thank you, buddy.
Will do. Thank you.
All right, my man. Next call, you're on live. Thank you for calling in.
Hey, what's up, entertainer?
What's going on? Who's this?
This is Kush / The Hub. You usually call me by my last name, Ramrup, in the chat.
What's your? Oh, yeah, Cassandra Ramrup. Yeah. What's up, buddy?
Yeah, man, I'm good. How's it going, bro? Saw the stream. I had to call in, try to get my call in, man.
Yeah, man. Glad you got in.
I'm not sure how many people have expressed optimism about our next franchise QB,
Probably
but
about
of
every caller so far.
course,
No, I'm just
of
kidding with you.
course,
Go ahead. Go ahead.
yeah. Of course, I have to agree with them. Why would I not agree with them? But I would like to say we should chillax just a little bit. You know what I mean, guys? Like yes, he did it without Barkley. Yes, he did make a record in like being 300 passing yards, 2 passing touchdowns, 2 rushing touchdowns. The only quarterback in NFL history or something like that to do that in their debut.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So he did set records. He did do something that has really never been done before for a New York Giants quarterback in their debut and all that. Of course, I love that, but I think we need to chillax because it's just one game, guys. Like, I don't want to like get sucked in and then get disappointed. Not that I'm saying that's gonna happen, but I definitely think we need to take a step back, realize that it's still his rookie year. There's still mistakes to be made, and that that's okay. I mean, I just think that we all need to take a step back. What do you think about that?
Listen, I couldn't agree more. To be honest with you, I'm not jumping on the. I'll tell you what train I'm jumping on. I'm jumping on the train that has seen enough out of Daniel Jones to know he could potentially be a great quarterback. I am not going to jump on the
Mm-hmm.
train that is saying he already is a great quarterback. One game does not make you a great quarterback. He still has some things to prove. I'm not going to. I'm not going to do that. I am not going to get ahead of it. There's been a lot. I mean, look at Matt Flynn. Matt Flynn with the Green Bay Packers. Aaron Rodgers went down, I think, and he maybe was out sitting out the last couple of games because they had clinched the play, whatever it was. He throws like 5 or 6 touchdowns. So any quarterback could have a great game. He went and he got a big deal from the Seahawks. He never started a game there because Russell Wilson took over. So one game does not make a career. I'm not gonna have a final judgment on this kid off of one game, but he showed a lot of the tools that are necessary to be a great quarterback, and we need to see him build off of it. He's going to have games where he makes mistakes, especially in a rookie year. But it was as good of a debut as you could have hoped for. So I get the optimism. I just trying to remain even keel and not get too crazy.
Well put, well put. Another example you could even throw out there, which isn't the best one because we all hope he goes in the opposite of this guy, was Ryan Leaf. Ryan Leaf's first 2 games as an NFL quarterback were pretty good, considering where he was drafted and whatnot. There was definitely hype surrounding him there before he went off the cliff that everybody knows about.
Yeah. The one difference I'll say between Ryan Leaf and Daniel Jones, Ryan Leaf, supremely talented quarterback. For the younger audience, I mean, Ryan Leaf and Peyton Manning, it was drawing straws the night of the draft. They thought that Ryan Leaf was just as talented. But Ryan Leaf's problem was in his head. He was a lunatic. Daniel Jones seemed to
Hmm.
even keel. So I don't really worry about that. I think Ryan Leaf would have been a good quarterback had he not been an absolute lunatic.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think he had some screws loose up top. But the really encouraging thing with Daniel Jones is I'm not even going to talk about Daniel Jones in terms of his skill set. I love the foundation the Giants are building for him. The offensive line that they've improved. Saquon Barkley when he gets back
Oh,
healthy.
of course. That is so amazing. I feel like we all need to. I know as Giants fans, we all don't love Gelman for what he's done, but if there's one thing we gotta give props to, that offensive line over the past 2 years to what it is now is brilliant. I haven't seen a turnaround that fast before, especially considering just in 2017, I think we were 31st ranked, and now we're like top 10 in both categories.
Yeah, I mean what Gettleman has done with the offensive line has been amazing in 2 years. And anybody that says otherwise is lying. They're just being a hater on Gettleman. They now have a good guard in Hernandez. They got a great guard in Zeitler. Solder, but they needed to sign him. He was the best tackle in the open market. They got to
Hmm.
get a right tackle. They got to draft a tackle in next year's draft or sign one. But it's at
And our
least
center
an average
position is all
offensive
right
line.
too.
It's at least an
Yeah,
average
like our center
offensive line.
position too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, we're not world beaters, but we're good.
Well, we went
I
from the
think I
worst
think
to
we're.
an adequate offensive line in 2 years, in a year
Hmm.
really. So give them
And
more
speaking
time.
of foundation,
Yeah,
in addition to that offensive line, whenever Barkley comes back, best running back in the league,
Evan
I
Ingram.
do want him to take his time. I would prefer for him to take his time. Don't want to rush anything with him. And then I think we have a really good receiving core. Just it's like a nice set of good guys. Not really everybody. There's not like obviously no superstar there, but it's a good set of guys there, and I think that's going to improve in next year's draft and stuff. And then the defense is young. We'll see how it goes, but it's really definitely a good foundation for a rookie QB.
Yeah, and Darius Slayton looked the part after 1 week. So Gettleman's draft was fantastic. I mean, to get Conley in the fifth, and I'm not saying this guy's going to be a great linebacker, but he looks like he knows what he's doing out there. And a fifth-round pick for a starting middle linebacker, that's good. Darius Slayton looks
Mhm.
like he's got talent. You got him in the fifth round. I mean, Gettleman, you could say a lot of bad things about him. People may still knock him for the Beckham trade, and people are entitled to their opinion on that. I'm not. I was for it, but some people may not have been, and I get that, right? But in terms of drafting, you can't even debate it. He's done a fantastic job of
Mhm.
drafting. Fantastic.
Mhm. I gotta say, I love Connolly, man. I think in these next couple of weeks, that because he's gonna be in that starting position, I just have a feeling he's gonna shine. I mean, from training camp, from Jump Street, basically, we've heard good things about this guy. We've heard he's a really cerebral player. People say like he doesn't have, he's not like the strongest, he's not the quickest, but he's definitely one of the smartest players out there, and he showed that training camp, preseason, and then in the regular season, obviously in last week's game. I just feel really good about Connolly and what he could do for us in these next couple of weeks as a starter. He might even get promoted when Ogletree comes back.
I think he's gonna be. And he's a tough, hard-nosed football player. That's the best way to describe him. He's got great instincts against the run. His lateral quickness is maybe slightly below average, but it's decent. He's not a coverage guy, but guy could play. The guy's a football player, and I think it was a really good pick by the Giants. So I love what he did this year in the draft. In both the last 2 years in the draft, I love what he did.
And one last thing before I go, because I know you got other callers. Going on to tomorrow's game, I definitely think there's two major things that's going to help us win tomorrow: the Redskins' offensive line and the Redskins' secondary. We're definitely, if we don't feast on Eric Flowers tomorrow, if we don't face on that Redskins offensive line tomorrow, we definitely got a problem. But we should be able to get like 2 or 3 sacks there, and then in the secondary, we should be able to air out through Evan Ingram. We should be able to air out the dirty laundry on Collins and air out that overrated, overpaid cornerback in Josh Norman. What you think?
100%. I think we're going to be able to get over the top of this defense. A big key is going to be establishing the run game. But if we can even get a little bit going on the ground, it's lights out. If we could average 4 yards a carry on the ground and we got a nice flow going, we're going to tear that secondary to shreds, in my opinion. I really believe that. So we don't want to get into third and long situations, second and long situations. But if we're in second and fours, second and fives, you're allowing Daniel Jones to have that unpredictability with the play action rollout. Good night. He's going to have some big plays against this secondary. Yeah, he's going to have some big
Yeah,
plays
what
against
would
this.
you think? What you think about our defensive line? Finally, hey, Eric Flowers is finally going to be helping the Giants, man. Starting for another team. What do you think about that?
Listen, man, we got to send the dogs against this offensive. We have to have the same defensive approach we had last week. We have to blitz the hell out of him, get after the quarterback, force him to make some mistakes, and I think they're going to be able to do that, especially with Keenum's banged up foot. He's not going to be very mobile.
Yeah, I don't think he's fully healthy. Is he fully healthy? Like, is he even going out there at full health?
He's on a walking boot on Wednesday.
I don't know what they're doing, man. The Redskins are they've been lost for like decades. It's crazy.
Yeah, but I think we got a good chance in this game. But I don't want to get ahead of myself. I still respect the Redskins. They won six out of their first 8 games last year. So, I don't want to sleep on them. But it's a game we should win. So go out there, stick to the game plan, don't turn the ball over, and we should get out of here with a win.
All right, then. Yep. That's all I got to say, man. Have a good night. Thank you for taking my call, man. You're a great YouTuber, a great channel. Definitely one of the best Giants out there, man. Love it.
I really appreciate it, man. Thank you for your support, buddy. Have a good one. Next call, you're on live. Thank you for calling in. And Gabe, thank you for the compliment, buddy. What's going on, buddy?
Hey, Daniel, what's going on? It's Charlie.
Charlie, how you doing, buddy?
I'm Charles Dio in the chat. You
Oh, yeah. How you doing?
I'm doing good. How about yourself?
Good, man. Good to hear from you.
I can remember last time we talked was after the Buffalo game, and I thought that Daniel Jones would play well, and he would slip out of some sacks and kind of look Tony Romo-ish and bring some excitement. What do you think?
You had a pretty good hypothesis there. Pretty good hypothesis.
Yeah. You know what? I got to say something.
Go ahead.
I sat back last year when we drafted Barkley, and I was pissed off.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to get the move on with the quarterback and all that. But now sitting back and seeing what's happened, I kind of feel stupid for how it's feeling because now we got our offensive line in place. We got another year of development on the defense. We have the running back which can help. I don't know. I was wrong the way I was thinking, I guess.
Well, no, I
I've
get
been
it.
totally proved wrong.
I said when they took Daniel, obviously I was upset when they took Daniel Jones. I wanted Josh Allen. I'll be the first to tell you it on draft night. But when I said when they took Daniel Jones, both their jobs rely on it, right? If he's a bad quarterback, they're gone. Gettleman and Shermer. Also, Daniel Jones is going to decide whether or not the Saquon Barkley pick was the right pick. If Daniel Jones is a good quarterback, who gives a shit that we passed on Sam Darnold? Or even if Sam Darnold turns out good. If Daniel Jones is good, we got the best running back in football and our quarterback. So he's going to decide whether or not that Saquon Barkley pick was the right pick, regardless of how Sam Darnold, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson turn out. If Daniel Jones is a top 10 quarterback, it was the right pick. And
we got a year to build on the offensive line too.
And we got a year to build on the offensive line. Yes, and that is a reason, based on how well this offensive line played the first 2 weeks against good defenses, I think that's why they made the move as soon as they did. Had the offensive line been struggling, I don't think they put Daniel Jones in week 3. But I think they saw that they were blocking well, they were setting up holes in the running game, they were giving good pass protection. They said, okay, I'm confident now putting Daniel Jones behind this offensive line. We're going to let him go. So I agree. An extra year. You give Will Hernandez an extra year of experience. Nate Solder and him together for an extra year. You bring in Remmers. You get Zeitler. They did a good job of setting up a foundation for Jones to succeed early on in his career.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm just starting to kind of get excited. I mean, next year now we got a bunch of picks coming. We got some money. We can grab some proven veterans and mix them with the young players. I think we could be really good next year. We could be excellent.
I'm not even thinking just next year. I think.
I am. I'm thinking next year because we're screwed this year.
Oh yeah, no, I'm not talking about this year. No, I was going to say I'm thinking about the next 4 or 5 years. I think the Giants have set it up now with all these guys on rookie contracts. They've set this up now. If it works out, if Saquon Barkley gets back and knock on wood, he's healthy. Yeah. Jones continues to progress. The Giants are going to have a 4 or 5 year window here where they could be a very good football team for an extended period of time, and that's encouraging stuff. It really is. And they just got, they got to sign the right free agents, and they got to have another good draft next year. But things are looking up for the Giants. They really are.
Yeah, well, I talked to Bad Dog, and he kind of yelled at me. But the one thing that does worry me about Jones, just the way he's in the pocket and takes hits. I mean, if it keeps happening repeatedly for seasons, it will add up to where it becomes possibly like it's not so much an Andrew Luck situation, but it can take away from his athleticism, and we see what happened with Eli over the years. How many shots he took, and it completely ruined him. It really did.
Of course.
So that's one worry of mine. But now we got some picks. Maybe we can go off in the next off season. We can get ourselves a new good right tackle, and we can get something in the first round, second round, something to solidify for the future. But
yeah, there's going to be some good guys on the open market if they want to go free agent route. You got Conklin, who's going to be out there, former first-round pick. You got Darrell Williams, a guy we were interested in last year's free agency period, who signed a 1-year extension with the Panthers. So there's going to be some names out there that they could bring in at the right tackle spot. I could see them addressing it via free agency with the money they're going to have and going for a pass rusher or wide receiver in the first round in the draft. We'll have to see and wait and see how it plays out, but I think they definitely need to add a young tackle to this offensive line next year, whether it be free agency.
If Remmers pans out, we can always extend him and then bring in a rookie. That's kind of what I was thinking. If Remmers turns out to be
look
okay.
With the Eagles, they drafted a young offensive lineman there, even though they didn't necessarily.
Dillard, right?
What is that?
Dillard, right?
Yeah,
That's
Dillard,
name.
yeah. Even though they didn't necessarily.
I heard he ain't looking so great.
No, he's not. But he's a rookie. But
that's to be expected.
Yeah, we'll
tough
see.
position.
Yeah, we'll see how it all plays out, though. But I think it's fair to have a lot more optimism than you did 2 weeks ago with this team going forward.
Yeah. I feel like a dumbass for the way I was acting the last two years, not taking Darnold or Josh Allen or one of them. Yeah, I feel like Gettleman has proved not. That's obviously why I'm at home. He is.
Gettleman made some bad decisions too. He's not perfect, but overall,
Well, the draft, you can't be. Everybody's a bad drafter, and it's
Yeah.
just a matter of luck.
Well,
really,
he's been a
on
good
the roster.
drafter. It's been free agency where you can
Right,
knock
but
him.
at a certain point, even PFF says, I mean, everybody's a bad drafter. I mean, this is what it is. It's just a matter of chance.
Yeah, but he's.
I mean, to an extent.
Yeah, but he's and he's accumulating. He's doing
He's done
exactly
well.
what the Patriots do. He's accumulating draft picks with these. He got 4 picks now in the comp draft. That's what the Patriots do every year, and he's doing the
That's the
same.
way you do it, though, because you're gonna miss. You're gonna miss. So you want as many of them picks as possible. I mean, that's the way to go.
And it gives you the ammunition to trade up too.
I think my way of thinking is the one position you don't mess around is quarterback. You go get your quarterback. If you miss, you miss. But I don't know.
Well, that's what they did.
It makes sense now.
That's what they did. They went out.
It all makes sense.
I mean,
yeah, I know, but they had to have seen Gettleman, bullshitting around. He had to seen that Eli was deteriorating a little bit. He's obviously.
I mean, it's possible that we'll never know, but it's possible Gettleman legitimately did not like Sam Darnold.
Well, then I don't think he should be. I don't know. I don't buy that. Then he shouldn't be a GM in the NFL. Honestly, I mean, I'm the biggest Eli lover of all time. I've argued with more Pats fans and comments than anybody.
Gettleman might have legitimately known we're going to take a quarterback in next year's draft. I don't think any of these guys are franchise quarterbacks. I'm not saying that's what happened, but it's possible.
I think he's playing footsies with the owner. He's got certain rules to go by with the owner. The owner wanted Eli, and I think that's what it all came down to.
It's possible that's the case too. It's possible, but we'll never know. At the end of the day, who cares?
No,
we got our quarterback. We got our running back.
we got our quarterback.
And let's go.
We're good.
Let's go.
All right. So now I'm concerned about the game with Saquon because I feel like if we got any chance against these harder teams, if we were able to run and use up some time on the offense, I mean, that would give us somewhat of a chance. So I'm worried about us converting third downs now and keeping the offense on the field and not completely exhausting our defense, because that's how Washington's been getting their ass kicked. Their defense has not been able to get off the field.
Right.
So, I mean, this is what I'm worried about.
Well, all you got to do is look at the
there.
time of possession. We're ranked 27th. They're ranked 29th.
Yeah.
So, I mean, somebody's
knows?
got to win the time of possession this week. We both can't lose it.
Well, I just think that if we win the time of possession, we'll win the game.
Oh,
and that's
for sure.
what it'll come down to.
Whoever wins the time of possession probably wins the game this week.
And you know what? With Betcher, enough of these all-out blitzes. The corners aren't good enough. We've been doing okay rushing forward, getting some pressure. Enough of these all-out blitzes. Let's just sit back. We're not playing great quarterbacks. Obviously New England is, but let's just sit back and rush forward and give these kids some friggin' help.
Maybe blitz less frequently, but you got to blitz a little bit. But yeah, maybe.
Oh, I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. If you're 3rd and 16, 3rd and 17, yeah, send blitz. But
Or
this
maybe
3rd
a
and 4,
surprise
3rd and
blitz
5 shit.
Maybe a 2nd and 8, a surprise blitz, but you mix it up. You don't do it quite as frequently.
You could you can get everybody up on a line, fake a blitz, run some stunts, back up, and just give some people some help. I mean, I'm not a coach or nothing, but I mean, it's just common sense.
You saw Janoris Jenkins get blown away for 200 yards last week, so yeah, I get where you're going there. I'm going to be honest, I think they're going to still blitz a lot. That's just Betcher. I think they will, but we'll see what happens.
Let's just keep your fingers crossed that Sam Beal's some kind of decent when he gets back from injury. So we can get rid of old Mr. Shit Fondue there.
Healthy. We need him to stay healthy.
Yeah, for sure.
But Charles, I'm gonna let you go, buddy. But thank you for the call,
good
man.
Talking to you, man.
Thank you for being a great subscriber.
Yeah. Hey, have a good night.
You too, buddy. Okay, I'm gonna try. I'm fatigued. Thank you to everybody for being here. By the way, thank you to everybody who's in the chat. Whenever I do these calls, I don't have an opportunity to really talk to everybody, but I want to say thank you to everybody for being here. Dallas Sharon, Lake Nona, Gary Cole, Real New York Giants Mafia, Chad, Fashad, Alex Fernandez. Thank you guys for being here. What's going on? You're on live. Thank you for calling in.
Finally. Yes, I've been trying to call in for hours.
Bigger Mike, and yeah, what's going on? Lake Nona, Delano, Nation's in the house, Ligman in the house. Thank you guys. What's going on, Mike?
All right, let me catch my breath. All this typing, trying to find you in the context for hours took a lot out of me. Give me a sec. All right, I'm good. All right, so what's with all this talk about you guys signing Jay Ajayi? I honestly don't get it, because first off, I believe he has a chronic knee issue on one leg, and then he tore his ACL on the other, right? He tore his. So, and then you have Wayne Gallman, who, correct me if I'm wrong, he's one of the younger guys on the roster, correct?
Yeah, it's his 3rd year in the league.
Yeah, so you're gonna get Barkley back eventually. I know. I don't think you should rush him back because at this point you don't really have a shot at the playoffs or anything significant. So why bring Ajayi in if you could see what your young backup has, and maybe you can give him a bigger role in the future. But why bring in somewhat of a lead back when you
I
really
don't mind. I mean, if it's a flyer, if it's like a small 1-year prove-it contract, why not take a shot? No, he's not going to be the every down back. He's going to be a guy that comes in and gets you 8, 9 touches throughout the game. I don't mind.
So you all right? That was kind of it. Oh, by the way, tomorrow is a very special day.
Why?
Don't tell me you forgot.
What? No. Well, why is it stressful?
Oh my gosh, you forgot. Oh, what a phony! It's my birthday tomorrow.
Oh God, Mike! Happy birthday, buddy. Why is it stressful though? It's your birthday. You should be happy.
You forgot my birthday. Oh, this is so sad.
Sorry, Mike.
Yeah, you should feel sorry.
No, you're a great subscriber. I do feel sorry. I'm sorry about that.
Okay. No big deal. I mean, I am kind of crying inside my soul right now, but I'll suck it up anyways. Oh, yeah. Now, what else did I want to talk about? There was something else. I forget. Yeah, I completely forget. So I'll just come with a new topic. Cowboys Saints. We really need the Cowboys to lose because I do not want to fall 2 games behind within the first 4.
Yes. Yeah, I would love to see the Cowboys lose. I think they are going to lose. To be honest with you, I'm picking the Saints. I know the Cowboys are slightly favored. So far, the Cowboys have played the Giants, the Dolphins. They haven't played anybody, right? The Redskins. So, this is their first real test. Even without Breeze, the Saints showed last week they're still a good football team. It's in New Orleans, a place where that team plays much better. I'll tell you, if the Cowboys go there and win by 10 points, then I'm going to be like, this team's really for real. I don't think they do tomorrow. I think the Saints win. I think it'll be close, but I think the Saints do get a win on Sunday night.
All right, 2 things with that topic. One, I think the Cowboys do win. Marshawn Lattimore has been terrible so far this season. He's given up the most yards to wide receivers out more than any cornerback in the league in the NFL at this point. Obviously, Breeze is out. Teddy Bridgewater is probably like a game manager at best. The Cowboys, in my opinion, without Breeze, with the Breezeless Saints aren't as good as the Cowboys, and I just don't see it happening with that offense. And last time they played, the Cowboys shut down the Saints offense.
That was in Dallas, though.
Yeah, I realized it was in Dallas, but even after that game, Breeze was never the same. So obviously they found some type of crack to slow down Breeze and to slow down the Saints offense. I shouldn't just say Breeze. And the Saints offense hasn't proven anything to me that would say, hey, we've rectified it. We realized what was going on. We've rectified the situation, and our offense is a lot better and won't be stopped again. They haven't proven anything.
I think the Saints are a much better team at home. I get what you're saying. Last year, Breeze threw 21 touchdowns, 1 pick at home. On the road, he was basically the same amount of picks as interceptions. But I get what you're saying. They were not as good after that Cowboy game. No doubt about it. They're not going to put up a ton of points in this game. If the Saints are going to win this game, they're going to control the clock with Alvin Kamara in the run game, and they're going to make some plays on defense. And I think they can do that at home. But we'll see. By no means do I think it's a lock. I think the Cowboys can easily win that game. If Breeze was playing, the Saints are winning that game. But the fact that Bridgewater's playing at home, it's probably a 50-50 game. We'll see how it plays out. I'm a huge Saints fan on Sunday night, no doubt about it.
All right. This little scumbag, Sperm Cell, my bigger Mike, top 10 worst calls in Entertainment Talk Sports history. This is coming from the man who was called in once in history and choked on his own spit in his call-in. All right, let's not get hasty here. Anyway, what else did I want to say?
How old are you going to be tomorrow? 14?
Yes, 14.
All right. That's a good age. Happy birthday.
Thank you. Anyways, all right, Tina, I feel like you're giving off the wrong impression about this whole Redskins thing. Oh my gosh, they won 6 out of the 9 games before the injury, so I'm not going to count them out. They're a good team. The Redskins suck.
I'm not saying they're a good team. I just don't think they're the Miami Dolphins.
All right. One more thing before I go up. Daddy Goat Kwan. I repeat, Daddy Goat Kwan. I want to see Daddy Goat Kwan in the chat. All right. I think that's it.
All right, buddy, man. Thank you so much for the call, Mike. Thank you for being such a great subscriber.
No problem. No problem. Adios.
All right, my man. Good call. Good call. Next call. You're on live. Thank you for calling in.
Oh my goodness, how long it's taken for me to get on here. You know who it is. It's Detonator out here.
Detonator, the booty lover. Thank you for calling in, buddy. Glad you got through. What's up, man?
Oh my god, nothing much. You know, just had a little family party today. You know, they did all barbecue and stuff. So that's all.
You a hot dog or hamburger
Yeah.
guy?
More of a hamburger guy. You know, I'm like, hot dogs. You know, they're good. They're good. But like hamburgers,
Medium
they're
rare,
they're
medium.
better.
What do you do?
Medium, just straight up.
Okay. All right. Well, good to hear. You ready to talk some football?
Yeah. Yeah, sure. I mean, I know that you get some mainly Giants channel, and I have my Jets culture where we're 0-3, and we kind of bad at the moment. But anyway, yeah. I mean, I am gonna be watching the Giants game tomorrow, and I am rooting for you guys to do well, because I always live rooting for the underdogs in certain situations. Not saying you guys are, but I'm talking about Daniel Jones himself. When he first was drafted, everything like that. I'm like, this kid, he'll face adversity and he'll conquer it. And I think from the first game, we can say that, he's been doing pretty well, right? So,
couldn't ask for a better starter.
Yeah. I know. He came out, and I mean, you guys broke that field goal curse, it looks like,
Yeah,
goddamn.
the 63-yarder last year. Now they miss a 34-yarder at the end of the game.
Like, obviously physics is not in your guys' favor, so.
Maybe now it is. Maybe now it is.
Yeah, I mean, so yeah, can I talk about the Jets a little bit?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, yeah. So obviously, as you know, Sam Darnold out with mono, although he's been getting better. I don't know what the fuck. I mean, Fudge. He did to get mono.
I know what happened. He kissed Demarius Thomas. The Patriots sent him over there to give him mono.
Yes, totally, 100% real facts. Hashtag grass-fed facts. We going out here. But no, in all seriousness. So, yeah, and we were having our struggles. Obviously, if you saw in the Bills game when Mosley went out, our signal caller was kind of like no one was there because Avery Williamson was our other signal caller, and we lost him to an ACL injury. So I am looking for the Jets to bounce back, not necessarily in a way that they're going to be winning the next 3 games, which is you know what I mean, because we're going against the Eagles and the Cowboys and the Patriots. The whole string could be a tough for any team that has quarterback and defensive issues. And you've seen our cornerback Tremaine Johnson be sit out. He's getting paid, I don't know, I forgot how much he's getting paid a year, but it's like $72 million contract, and he's just on the bench. And so I think in the end, what has to happen is I just want to see progress. And if we do end up being the Eagles, Cowboys, and Patriots, which is really highly improbable, I'll be happy, but I really want to see how Sam Darnold can get comfortable again, because you saw him he's running for his life all over the place in the Bills game. He wasn't able to make as many plays as you'd want, and then the defense, as I said, crumbled apart. And then that kind of followed into the Browns game, and Luke Falk got put in, and what the hell are you gonna do with Luke Falk? You know what I mean?
You got, and it's not a complete loss yet. This year it is, but
Oh no.
yeah, you're not making the playoffs this year, but. If I'm a Jet fan this year, what I'm hoping, Darnold gets back at a reasonable time, and you see him build. Second year, you really want to see him progress, and he showed some progression there at the end of last season. And I was expecting to build off of that, and obviously, unfortunately, he's got mono, and you guys got a really tough schedule to start the year. The silver lining with that, you guys are gonna be picking early next year. If you don't turn things around quick, and you'll get some pieces in here to help you out. You got to fix that offensive line. I said it going into the offseason. I don't think you guys paid enough attention to it. With a young quarterback like Sam Darnold, you got to learn from what happened to Andrew Luck early in his career. Andrew Luck got killed because they never gave him an offensive line. The Jets have to fix that immediately.
I mean, look at Andrew Luck. Also look at Deshaun Watson. I mean, I'm pretty sure the Texans just finally figured out something to protect him. You know, he was also like had one of the worst offensive lines in the league, and that's where it all starts, in my opinion. When we picked up our right tackle Chumo Dog in the third round, you know, he showed some promise and stuff, but like the problem is, I blame because you know it's more of like not necessarily like the position players themselves. It's more of like how they haven't worked together. You know how Ryan Khalil came to us in like third week of preseason. They haven't had a lot of playing time together. Hopefully this bye week, hopefully they can do something to, you know, improve on, you know, okay, you get this guy, you get that guy. Also, I'm not a big Calvin Beachum fan, but yeah, somehow he was our highest rated like offensive lineman. Don't even ask me how, because apparently a win for a lineman was like to hold a person for like 2.3 to almost 3 seconds, and that's what you count as a win. But like if you're having, you know, the middle breakdown, you just can't, you know, win on the other end. It's just no other.
The most important thing in terms of an offensive line, in my opinion, everybody thinks of the ends, and you definitely need good blindside protection. But the middle, to keep a pocket. Once that pocket collapses, the quarterback has to move out of the pocket. That's when he gets killed. So that's imperative. Having good guards. That's why I was so happy when the Giants brought in Zeitler.
Yeah, 'cause I really like Ryan Khalil. I like when we picked him up. I know it was like last minute, and I also like our left guard, Kalichi Osmele. But I was never really high on Brian Winters. Like when he was just like he just has like this. I feel like he doesn't have like enough to keep off an interior lineman. Like, well, no one really does it for this guy, but you know, like whether it be like Aaron Donald or any other really dominant defensive tackle, I don't think he has anything he can do to stop him. And it's just like it's kind of like why haven't we paid attention to this all these years? And you know, I've been thinking the same thing, but we're also looking at our other weaknesses. You know, whether it be cornerback, because you know we've been having trouble with that, or you know, skill positions like I wouldn't say necessarily wide receiver, but I mean,
use another receiver.
Yeah, like we could use another one. And, you know, I really like Robbie, but he needs to, well, we haven't really seen because he really hasn't anybody really to throw to recently. But, like, I feel like if we really want to see something, we got to get the offensive lineup and then work on the skill position players. Because we all like the skill position players, all the flashy people, you know, running up and down the field. And,
offensive line.
Yeah, I mean,
that's gonna be
offensive line.
Number one focus.
Offensive line.
Your first, second, and third
I
focus.
mean, like,
next offseason, offensive line.
Yeah, because I see the Giants' offensive line, you know, they're improving a bit. But, you know, they still got, I mean, I see you guys still need to work on a couple
It's
things.
not a finished product. Rome wasn't built in a day, but it's a huge step up.
From last year, and like Eric Flowers. You know, nothing else other than to say that the Jets can't lose tomorrow. So big up.
They cannot. They can't lose. No.
We can't lose. No, not on a bye week. No, all right, yeah.
So enjoy your bye week.
You know.
Hopefully you watch my Giants get a victory tomorrow. Hopefully you pop in the stream. You hang out with me and Bad Dog.
Oh yeah, I definitely will. And go Booty. Woohoo! All right.
All right, Detonator. Thank you for the call, buddy.
All right.
Have a good one. Detonator, great kid. What's going on? You're on live. Thank you for calling in.
What's going on, Tina? How you doing?
What is going on, Brandon Rogers? What's going on, my man? Thank you for calling in.
Not much change. Just really excited for tomorrow. You know, Sunday, best day of the week, and we got football. You know, for sure.
Oh yeah.
But you know, a lot of interesting games tomorrow. I like, you know, the Vikings and the Bears. I mean, you got the Saints and Cowboys. I mean, good matchups tomorrow too. You know, Jags and Denver could be a good one.
Jags should win that game. I don't understand how Denver's favorite there. Jags should win that game.
Well, see, yeah, I just want to say something about that real quick. I think the reason why is because, you know, Minshew's a rookie and he's going a mile high. He might have a tough time up there, but yeah, I mean, I think the Broncos could win, but yeah, I think the Jags will more likely win. But yeah, going to, you know, I know it's the Giants, and I'm gonna touch on the Redskins and Giants. I think Giants will win by a field goal or touchdown. I think the Giants really can win the game because, you know, without Barkley, I know that's going to be a big loss on offense. But if Ingram is used well tomorrow, Evan Ingram, I think is Golden Tate back too? or is he still?
Golden Tate's going to be out till the Viking game, week 5.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, so I think Ingram will have to have a good game. The defense will have to play better. But the only way I think the Redskins might win because, there's all those. Well, they're going to be motivated and try to win just because, Gruden, he could possibly be fired according to all the reports and stuff. But I do think this is a game the Giants should win and will because, they're at home. Shermer should have a good scheme up for Jones, I think Ingram will be more involved, and the defense just needs to play well too. Jenkins, he's getting all that talk, but I do think the defense needs to step up for sure. But they did play well in the second half last week. Didn't they only allow 7 points-ish, something like that, in the second half?
3 points. That should have been 6, obviously, with the missed 34-yard field goal. But and as bad as Janoris Jenkins played, he didn't give up a catch that whole second half until that last play. So the defense definitely played a lot better in the second half. I think they got all their sacks. I think they had 4 sacks in the game. Maybe they got 1 in the first half. I don't think so. I think they got all 4 in the second half. They got a turnover in the second half. Defense looked, they made some great second half adjustments. When you look at the film, they sent some really good exotic blitzes. They got after the quarterback, and the defense deserved. Obviously they put them in the hole. But the defense deserved just as much credit for that comeback as the offense did. The Giants' defense last week, the last 2 quarters played great, kept them in the ball game, and obviously Daniel Jones did what he did.
Oh yeah, no doubt. I think Jones is going to have to make a lot of plays with his legs too. I think he's going to have to, scramble for a few. I think he'll throw a few touchdowns, and he might get a rushing touchdown too. But I do think the Giants will win though, just because I think they're motivated coming into this week off their win last week. They should have lots of motivation because of the way they came back. And, the way they played last week in the second half was really good. I was watching the highlights back, too. But, I just wanted to ask you this one thing real quick. It's about fantasy because I'm leaning towards not playing Melvin Gordon just because he's only practiced for a day or 2. Yeah. So I'm leaning towards not playing him. I
wouldn't play him.
Okay. Yeah. Gotcha. But I just want to ask you this: who do you think has the best shot of upsetting this week?
Cardinals over your Seahawks.
This is what I had to touch on with you. I just want to talk about your Giants with you, but I want to tell you why do you think the Cardinals have a shot at beating us? I want to hear this.
Well, first off, they're home.
Okay.
And I've said for weeks, even if you win this game in 3-1. I don't believe in the Seahawks. I don't believe in. I thought that they overachieved last year.
Okay.
Just being honest, I don't like the way your team has looked coming out of the gate. Even though you got some early wins, you beat the Bengals by 1. The banged up Steelers without Ben Roethlisberger by 2. You lose to a Drew Breesless Saints team at home. I don't like your football team, and I think Arizona pulls the upset tomorrow. I could be wrong, but that's my big upset of the week.
Okay. Here's my little thing about what you just said. When you look at the way Russell played last week, he had 2 rushing touchdowns. He had 2 passing touchdowns. He had 4 touchdowns on his own. And the Will Dissly touchdown garbage time really didn't. It really didn't matter because we were still going to lose the game either way. But when you look at the way Russell fights in the second half, even when he's down, we were down by 20, 17 points.
I'm never going to question Russell Wilson. I'm going to question the rest of your team. I think Russell Wilson's great.
Yeah, I can see why you'd give the Cardinals a chance, but I just think coming off this loss, I feel like we're going to be motivated because if we need this game for sure because going into Thursday night versus the Rams on a short week, I get we're at home, but we need this win tomorrow for sure, which I think we will get. But if
I was a Seahawks fan, I would think I'm going to get it too. I think the Cardinals have a legitimate chance to win that game. I really do.
But we do have Rashad Penny coming back tomorrow, which I do think the way Carson has been playing too, I'm a bit concerned about him because he's had a fumble in each of the 3 games to start. But I think Metcalf and Lockett will step up tomorrow for sure. Dissly should have another great game. But I think it all depends on the secondary and the defense. I get why you're concerned about our team. I think it's only because the way the secondary has looked. But I think our run defense has been good the first part, or for the majority of the 3 games. I get we Kamara went off on us last week. But, I mean, and here's another thing I have to say. So the first half of last week versus Saints, our defense actually played really well. The Saints got their touchdown on the Eli Apple fumble when he knocked it out of Carson, and then when punt returned for a touchdown too, and then I think Kamara got a touchdown too. But our defense played pretty well in the first half. It was more of the special teams-ish. But I think we really should beat the Cardinals tomorrow. I'm not going to say we're going to blow them out or nothing, but I think we should win by at least 2 scores. But
we'll find out. Most people would agree. Most people would agree with you. I'm going out on the limb here. That's my upset of the week. Last week I was right. I called my upset of the week last week against you guys. Most people said without Drew Brees going into Seattle, no chance. I picked the Saints. This week I'm picking the Cardinals. Yeah. We'll see if I'm right.
And then one more thing. Do you have how do you see the Vikings and Bears going? Because a lot of people are going back and forth.
I like the Bears at home.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Desperate game there. Desperate game at home. I think they get the win.
Personally, I'm just going to state on this, and I'll just let you. I'll let you get some of our callers. But I appreciate you having me on. But I think whoever offense comes out of the gate hot first wins because. The Vikings, I think they're going to get Diggs more involved. There was those speculations that he wanted to trade. But I think when you look at the whole Vikings offense, if Dalvin Cook can have another great game like what he's had the first 3 weeks. But, I mean, I see if Dalvin Cook can get out to a fast start, which, the Bears defense has looked very solid still. But I think it's just whoever gets out to a fast start. If the Bears defense holds up early, I think that'll set up Trubisky with good field position if they can get some turnovers. But, yeah, I still think the Vikings will win. I know it's going to be close. It's probably a 3-point game-ish, I'd say. But, yeah, I have the Vikings just barely because I think their offense is a lot better. And their defense, though. They have one of the best third-down defenses in the league. But, yeah, I appreciate you having me as always.
You got it, Brandon, man. Thank you for the call, buddy. Thank you for the call.
Yeah, no problem.
Always like talking to you.
Chat.
All right, buddy.
Yeah,
have a good one.
Been...
All right. We're waiting for the next call. I saw somebody calling him while I was on the phone. There it is. Next call, you're on live. Thank you for calling in.
Hey there, it's me, Biggest Mike again. Hi there.
What's going on, Mike? How you doing?
So I officially turned 14 in 9 minutes, so that's the thing. But this call from, I believe it was Brandon Rogers, if I'm not mistaken.
Last call was Brandon Rogers, yeah.
Yeah, then here's going to talk about the Seahawks. I just wanted to touch base on that. So I can definitely see where people come from when they say they still see the Seahawks as playoff contenders. I actually have one friend who said they thought the Seahawks were Super Bowl contenders, which is honestly, in my opinion, is a huge stretch, a stretch of the imagination. But in my opinion, the two most important cores on the offense and defense, the secondary and the offensive line, is below average to bad. And your offensive line has been bad for years, and the secondary is depleted. It's not.
I completely agree with you. I think last year they got by with smoke and mirrors with a good ground attack, and Russell Wilson put the team on his back. I don't think they're a good football team. I said that going into the year, especially after the way I saw them play against the Bengals week 1. I said this is a fake 2-0 team last week. I still think they're a fake 2-1 team this week. They may beat the Cardinals because the Cardinals suck, but the Seahawks aren't very good either.
Added on to the fact that their wide receiving core, especially after losing Doug Baldwin, is probably bottom 5 in the league.
Yeah, I don't believe in them. I think they're an 8-win team at best. But we'll see how it plays out.
I feel like they're about a 7 or 8 win team. But since Wilson is a god, he'll win them more games than they deserve. So because of that, I feel like they win about maybe 9 games. 10 is the absolute best they can do, and that's just because they have Wilson. But that's about it.
10's possible because of Wilson. He's one of the top 3 or 4 quarterbacks in the league. But their team is not good. They're not a good team. Wilson's just incredible.
Yeah, Wilson is like a literal godsend. All right. So I'm sitting here on my bedroom floor playing 2K, waiting for my birthday to come along, on the phone with a random 33-year-old man who I technically don't know in person. What am I doing with myself? Anyway.
Happy birthday, Mike. Happy birthday.
I'm trying to think of that. What was that subject that I wanted to talk about. Dear Lord. Oh my gosh, I can't believe it. Okay, well I'll just make up another subject. Okay. So Thursday night. Oh, what a win that was. What a night. I was on my feet and everything. It was amazing.
Yeah, I mean, you guys kicked ass. I can't say, I gave you guys credit in my post game video. You guys did great. Eagles look great on both sides of the ball, offense and defensive line. And you're definitely a threat to at least make the wild card at this point. And you got to be happy if you're an Eagles fan based off that performance. You guys dominated start to finish.
Yep. And see, honestly, right now, we should be probably okay. This is it's gonna cause some controversy. In my opinion, right now, actually no, I'm not gonna say that. I'm gonna say 3-1 because I feel like if I were to say we were supposed to win the Falcons game, there would be a lot of excuses involved, and I don't like excuses. So I feel like we should be 3-1 right now because we really should have.
You know what, Mike? I'm gonna say you should be 2-2 because, and I get that you outplayed the Packers, but the Packers with the proper play calling could have easily won that game. They got they got first and goal on the 1 yard line. They throw the ball, so Packers could have easily won that game. So take the win where you got it and move on. You're 2-2.
You know what? That Lions game annoys me. It's gonna annoy me. So how were you tonight?
I'm doing good, man. Just talking to you. I want to get a couple first. I know it's your birthday, so that's why I let you talk. I'm trying to get some other first-time callers in. But I'm doing good, man. And I want to say thank you to everything you do for my channel, creating the Discord, everything else. And you're a great subscriber of mine. And if somebody wants to post that Discord, you go ahead and go check it out. We talk in there all the time. But I'm doing good, man. How about yourself?
I'm doing outstanding. So, all right, I'm about to go because I realize you have to take more callers to actually want to talk reason with you. But one more question before I go. Yeah. All right, it's a riddle. 99% of people get this wrong, and it annoys the crap out of me because it's so simple. All right, you have 6 eggs, right? You have 6 eggs. You break 2 of the eggs, you fry 2 of the eggs, and you eat 2 of the eggs. How many eggs do you have left?
Say it again. I'm sorry. You fry 2 of the eggs. You break 2 of the eggs, and what?
And you eat 2 of the eggs. You gobble and digest 2 of the eggs.
So you ate 2 are gone. You break 2.
Yeah.
And you fry 2.
Yes. How many eggs do you have left?
2.
It's so easy. No! Oh my gosh! You have 4 left! The 2 you ate are already gone. They're in your stomach. You break 2 eggs, but they're still there. You fry 2 eggs that are still there. It's 4 left! How do people not get this?
All right! All right, 4. My apologies, Mike. My apologies.
Yeah. I had faith. I thought you had the logic.
All right. Mike, thank you for the call, buddy. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Oh, God. Next call, you're on live. Thank you for calling in.
Hello, can you hear me?
I can hear you. What's going on?
Stand up, 49er Empire.
What is going on, Roach? How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good, man. Just been chilling, listening to you guys talk for the last couple hours.
I appreciate it, man. Thank you for listening.
How about the Niners, man? I just want to say a little bit about my Niners first, and then I want to get into your Giants with you.
Yeah,
How about them?
Niners.
You been impressed?
You gotta be excited. 3-0 start. I think you're gonna get your real test when you play the Rams. I'll say that.
Absolutely.
But you guys have, you beat who's on your schedule. If
Absolutely.
I'm a Niners fan, if I'm gonna be skeptical, Garoppolo hasn't looked great. I think he's turned it over 4 times. But you guys have beaten the teams on your schedule, and you killed. I forgot who you played week 2, but you killed them.
Cincy.
Yeah, you killed. I knew Cincy sucks. But you guys definitely have at least a team that's going to compete to get a wild card at bare minimum. So you got to be excited as a 49er fan. You got to be excited.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. But can I ask you in the chat a favor? Can we all just say a prayer for our Lord and Savior, Danny Dimes?
I'll say a prayer for him right now.
Hey, Giants fans, it's one start. I need you guys to calm down. I've been seeing Giants fans in the chat saying he's better than Jimmy G. You guys need to calm down. But I'm impressed, Chris. I think it's a new era of Giants football. I'm excited for you guys. I do think Danny Dimes might be a legit quarterback.
I think so too. You know, I'm not gonna put the cart before the horse. I've seen one game. I got to see 1 year. Give me at least 7-8 games before I fully
Yeah.
evaluate him. And I know it's his rookie year, so I'm not even going to fully evaluate him if he looks bad this year. We saw Jared Goff look horrible his first year. Obviously, McVay come and helped him a lot, but year 2 is when you really judge a quarterback. But, I mean, come on. If you watch that game last Sunday and you're not impressed with the kid, you're just not being fair.
Absolutely. Like, the one thing that he gives you guys that Manning didn't have, mobility. The way he used his feet in that game against the Bucs is what won you guys that game as well.
His legs were great. He extended plays, and he stood in the pocket and took hits. Something that Eli really wasn't willing to do anymore. You know, if we're being fair, I love Eli, but he's good, man. He's good. He has a very good chance to be good, and he's got great
Absolutely,
mechanics.
man.
He scans the field very well. I'm excited. I'm very excited as a Giants fan.
Absolutely, I imagine. And oh, by the way, I actually picked up Danny Dimes in my fantasy and benched Baker Mayfield. So please don't let our Lord and Savior let us down tomorrow.
I'm gonna say a prayer for your fantasy team. I'm gonna say a prayer for my New York Giants. And that's a good decision because Baker Mayfield sucks. So I think that Danny Dimes will have a better game than Baker. I don't like Baker Mayfield.
Me either. And then another thing, on that same team, I have Terry McLaurin. Do you think he'll have a good game against you guys tomorrow?
If he was fully healthy, I'd say yes. Now, reports have come out that he could be limited in the game. I haven't, maybe something more recent came out. I think he's going to play, but he might be limited. But you got to like the matchup if he's fully healthy. I mean, Janoris Jenkins was trash last week, so so we'll see. If he's fully healthy, yeah, I think he'll have a good game.
That's right, man. Last week, I didn't get to catch the end of that game, but I watched your guys' replay. The way you guys went from trashing, you and Bad Dog trashing Janoris Jenkins to, oh my God, he missed a field goal, we won, was so great. It might even been better than you guys' Daniel Jones reaction. That was great.
Yeah, well, you know, it wasn't just us; it was the media too. Because if he makes that field goal kick, Janoris Jenkins is still hearing about it by the media. He's still that kick. Daniel Jones and that kicker Gay saved Janoris Jenkins' ass because the week before, Jenkins came out. He threw all his teammates under the bus. He said, you know, if you don't, you know, I can't guard a guy for 10 seconds. You know, obviously implying that the pass rush isn't getting home. And he was blaming them for the defensive problems and not the secondary. And then this week, can't blame anybody but himself. But because the Giants miraculously win the game, people kind of forgot about how poor Janoris Jenkins actually played.
Yeah. I mean, he loved that long touchdown. I thought for sure you guys lost that game, but because wasn't Gay 4 for 4 before that kick, right?
He missed 2 extra points in the game.
Oh, did he? I didn't even know that.
Yeah,
Wow.
he missed 2 extra points. One was a clear miss. The other one was partially blocked by Dexter Lawrence.
Wow. Yeah, that's crazy, man. But hey, you know, I'm not a huge fan of the Giants just because of the rivalry the Niners and them have. But I'm happy for you guys. I hope Danny Dimes turns out because, I mean, it's just like, you know, Josh and Bears fans with Trubisky, although Trubisky hasn't looked that great. With this negative reaction, it's always good to see a quarterback come out like that and go against everybody and turn them happy, you know?
Listen, man, I want to look like a fool. I said that the day after the draft. So I want him to go out there and be the greatest quarterback who ever lived. So, I mean, I'm not expecting that, but hopefully he turns out to be a franchise quarterback and the Giants have a future.
Absolutely. Hey, Chad, shut it. He says, hey, Rusty, do you remember 2011? Yes, I remember 2011, but we're not going to talk about that when I'm on the phone with Tina, all right?
Yeah, that was a great game, though, 2011.
Dude, that was Eli Manning got so much respect for me that night. The fact that you guys with Eli marched into Candlestick was not an easy place to play in the playoffs against that defense, and he took a beating. And I know it helped with the Kyle Williams fumble. God, I throw up every time I say his name. But, he got so much respect from me that postseason. The fact that he marches into Green Bay, wins there, marches to San Francisco, beats that defense, and then beats Brady again in the Super Bowl. I have so much respect for him since then.
That's his signature game. That 49er game.
Yes.
You know, you could point to the Lambeau Field game in 2007, the NFC title game, negative, whatever. And yeah, he played tough there. You could point to the two Super Bowls. But in my opinion, his signature game was that game when you guys beat the piss out of him. He must have got hit 25 times in that game. And for him to stand in the pocket and take hit after hit and make throw after throw, that was Eli Manning's defining moment for me as a Giants fan. And that's why I had as much love for him as I did.
Absolutely, man. Oh man, that would have been something. If we had any other quarterback but Alex Smith that year, I think we would have beat you guys. But that game, even though we lost, it was a great game, and it was one of the best of me seeing 49er games for sure.
Yeah, it was a classic. It's an all-time classic, that game.
Yeah. All right. Well, Tanner.
Yeah, man, Roach, I want to say thank you for calling in. I want to say thank you for all your support on my channel. And keep
Absolutely,
up the
man.
great work. I wish I could get over to your channel more. I'm just always doing something on mine. But
That's all good, man.
Keep up the great work on your channel, buddy.
I appreciate that. All right, guys. Have a great night, chat. Oh, happy birthday, Bigger Mike, you son of a gun. But have a good night, chat. Tanner, have a good one, man.
All right, my man. Have a good one. Have a good one. Thank you for the call. Eli is garbage? I don't think Eli's garbage. The guy won his 2 Super Bowls. So, no, I would never call a man that won my team 2 Super Bowls garbage. I'll be on for a little longer. I'm not doing like I did last week where I went to 1 a.m. Seems like it's a little slower tonight. But I'll take a couple more. What's going on? You're on live. Thank you for calling in.
Hey, what's up, bro? I'm back.
Is this second call? Second time caller?
Yeah, Isaiah.
Oh, all right. No more second time calls just because I want to get everybody an opportunity to call in. But go ahead, Isaiah.
Yeah, okay. All right, so first of all, I want to say in the chat, everyone say happy birthday, Bigger Mike.
Happy birthday, Bigger Mike is right. Yeah, great subscriber of mine. Happy birthday to Mike.
Second of all, I want to get on this matchup. Evan Ingram versus Landon Collins. He's going to torch Landon Collins. He's going to make Landon Collins like a drag doll. I mean, it's going to be horrible.
I mean, we saw Landon Collins get torched game in and game out in coverage as a New York Giant by the tight end position. So there's no reason to think he won't. He should.
Yeah, he's overrated. Landon Collins is one of the most overrated safeties in the league right now.
Yeah, he is. You're not going to get a debate from me with that.
Like, yeah, he could tackle. Somewhat, yeah. But he had no sacks. Like you said in your video, he had no sacks or interceptions last year. And he made the Pro Bowl. Like you said, yeah, the Pro Bowl is overrated.
Well, Pro Bowl means nothing. Pro Bowl means nothing.
Exactly.
He was bad last year. Pro Bowl means absolutely nothing to me.
Yeah, Pro Bowl just means Pro Bowl to me. Just 2 words.
Well, I don't know why everybody seems to think I hit 12K. Unless I lost 70 subscribers before I went live. I had 12,070 subscribers before I went live tonight. I hit 12K like 3 days ago. I don't know why. I don't know. But thank you for the congratulations, guys. But
that's funny.
Yeah, but go ahead, Isaiah.
Okay, so earlier, yeah, I might have been a bit high earlier, laughing like crazy. I didn't know what I was talking about earlier. It was kind of funny.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It was funny. But anything else?
Yeah, yeah, a little bit more.
Go ahead.
So I say this is just for the rest of the Giants season. I say the floor for the Giants record is 6-10. Of course, they play the Cardinals. They play the Redskins twice. I said Cardinals a winnable game. Redskins twice a winnable game. The Jets, of course, is a winnable game. We already have one game in our books. The floor is 6-10. Now the ceiling to me is 10-6. You're gonna need some upsets in the world, but
you're gonna need a lot of upsets.
Yeah.
And I think if we're talking absolute floor, I think it's lower than 6. I'm not expecting them to win. I'm expecting about 6 wins right now. I think the floor is like 4. I mean,
Yeah, the
Saquon
4 is
Barkley's
4.
hurt. You have to account for that. They could win like 4 games. I'm not thinking that's going to be the case. But if we're talking floor, I'll go 4. And for me personally, if we're talking ceiling, I'll go like 8, maybe 9. I hope I'm
Yeah,
wrong.
maybe 9.
I hope they win 10. But I'm being honest.
Yeah, I predict the record is gonna be maybe 7-9, 6-10. That's my area.
That's a fair estimate. I think that's about right. 6 and 9, 6 and 10,
Yeah.
7 and 9.
Of course, another playoff team. No one's expecting them to make the playoffs. But at least we have a future. Not unlike the Dolphins. The Dolphins literally have no future. Your future is requesting trades. Your future got traded. They don't want to play for your team. I mean, it looks bad for them.
Yeah, Bengals got no future either. Right now, they're completely lost. There's a lot of teams
Exactly.
with a much worse. Giants have a very bright future. They do. They have one of the better futures in
Yeah.
football. ESPN came out with an article a couple of months ago that we have the top 5 team in players under the age of 25. So we have a bright
Yes,
future.
Dave Gettleman. At first, he looked like an idiot. I remember everyone was calling for his head. I was too. I'll keep it real. I don't lie. But he's looking like a genius now. It's fine that Adam, he's doing smart. He's actually doing some smart moves. Doing some smart moves. He knows what he's doing.
Yeah,
Like,
Gettleman's done a
like
good
you
job
said,
with this team.
no. Like Bad Dog said, he is the evil genius because he's kind of like he's trolling. Like he wants to make you mad, but he knows what he's doing at the same time.
He knows what he's doing. He's had a plan all along. He knows what he's doing.
Yeah,
Sometimes
and
he's going to make some mistakes, but he knows what he's doing.
And he knows what he does. He knows it's a smart move, but he knows it's going to be controversial. That's where the evil comes in. Like he's an evil genius.
Well, I don't even think he needs to be controversial. I just don't think he cares. He doesn't care what people think.
Oh no.
He's gonna do.
Yeah, he's a bold.
He's gonna do.
He has balls.
What he thinks is right for the team, regardless of how he how he knows the response will be. He doesn't care. And Carolina Panthers fans hated him. I honestly don't know why, other than the fact that he didn't handle some player relationships well at the end. Whatever. You heard Josh Norman complain. Well, at the end of the day, Josh Norman wasn't worth the contract he got. So Dave Gettleman made the right decision.
That man wasn't that.
He got that team to a Super Bowl. They won 15 games with him as the general manager.
Wasn't he the one that asked for $1 billion? I don't think that's true. Someone told me that.
No,
it was
but he wanted
million.
to be the highest paid corner in football.
Yeah, I remember that. I'm like, no, he's not the best corner. You don't even hear his name anymore. I mean, he's washed now, but that's what I think.
Yeah.
You don't really hear his name as much as he used to. I mean, when he was on the Panthers, yeah, he was a lot. He was pretty good.
Norman was great on the Panthers.
Yeah.
But on the Redskins, even a Redskin, Leon Ellis is in here, good subscriber of mine, Redskin fan. Even he says Norman is trash. Norman was a bad signing by the Redskins.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, good call.
Yeah, good call is right, Isaiah, man. I appreciate the call.
Yeah. All right, bro.
Enjoy the game tomorrow, man. Thank you for being a great subscriber.
Yeah, you too, bro.
All right,
See
buddy. Have a good one. He exposed the real. Yes, he did, John Abrams. That whole fight, where Odell got suspended for that, right at the near the end of the season. That was one of the most embarrassing moments in Odell's career. What's going on? You're on live. Thank you for calling in.
Hey, what's going on? And a salute to everybody in the chat. How you feeling tonight?
What's going on, Delano? Thank you for calling in, buddy. How you been?
Just glad I finally got through. Happy birthday to Bigger Mike, a.k.a. the Riddler. It's funny. I was going to crack a joke about how OBJ reported that he was willing to give up all his salary if the Giants would be willing to take him back. He'd even go ahead and give up that fake watch he had on the game, the last game he played.
I'll tell you, OBJ after watching Daniel Jones, and it's still early. It's 3 games in. Baker Mayfield could turn it around. Freddie Kitchen could turn it around. But he's got to be a little jealous. He's got to be saying, oh, my God, maybe I shouldn't have said the things I said about Eli Manning. Maybe I shouldn't have done that. He'll never admit that probably, but he's got to have that in the back of his mind that maybe this wasn't the right decision, coming out and bashing my quarterback and forcing the Giants to get rid of me.
Yeah, I mean, you got to eat your words now. Enjoy humble pie.
Yeah.
But wanted to know, when is the last time you remember the Giants dig into the Washington Red recycling bin for players, because it seems like the Redskins always go through the Giants recycling bin for players. I mean, maybe I missed something, but I'm trying to dig it.
Was your question what? Was your question when was the last time the Giants took a former Redskin?
Yeah.
I gotta think. I'm sure there's. Wasn't Pierce a Redskin?
Antonio
I
Pierce?
think Antonio Pierce was originally a Redskin.
I thought he was always a G-man, but hey,
No, he
I'm
definitely
all
wasn't
in.
original. He definitely wasn't an original Giant. He was a free agent. I'm pretty sure he was a Redskin before the Giants, but I could be wrong on that. But not many. You know, the Redskins obviously took Landon Collins. They took Eric Flowers. Yeah, they've taken some. They've definitely taken some of our former Giants. Yeah, Pierce was a Redskin. That's what I thought, JD. Yeah, there's a couple I'm sure that you can find. Oh, another one I got. That pass rusher. What the hell was his name? He got like 9 sacks with the Redskins early on in his career. He was an outside linebacker. We brought him in, and he sucked as a Giant. I can't remember his name off the top of my head. It was in like maybe the mid 2000s, like 09, 10, 12. I can't remember his name. Damn, I can't remember his name. Dominic Roger Cromartie, another former Giant that's a Redskin. But there was a guy that was a Redskin that was a pass rusher that was pretty good for them, and he sucked for us. But I can't remember his name. But you know, yeah, I get your point. Not recently, they've been taking a lot of our players.
Hey, it seems a little odd. I mean, it's like it's like me digging in your trash can for a slice of your pizza. Like, what are you doing? You know what I mean? It's like, come on, you looking crazy out there doing all that.
Yeah.
But no, as far as right now, again, like I said last week, I'm not gonna go in the game with high expectations for Daniel Jones. Just want to see him improve. Like I said, game by game. Yes, last week was a great showing, and proud of him for that. But new game plan, new systems, that he's got to go up against. So at the end of the day, I'm just trying to keep that. I just want him to keep that momentum going, but I'm not going to go in there and go from he's the best thing that we've ever drafted to he's the worst thing that he's ever picked up. I know we're good for that too.
Yeah. I mean, Daniel Jones looked fantastic last week. And by the way, that was it. Good job there, Barboski. The player was LeVar Arrington, was the former Redskin that we picked up, and he sucked as a Giant. Yeah, I mean, Daniel Jones is again. I don't want to get too ahead of myself, but I have a lot of confidence after last week that he's going to be at least an average quarterback, bare minimum. And he looked great last week, man. And I'm excited to see what he does tomorrow.
Yeah. I'll try to tune in because this is my work weekend, so normally I'll be sleeping during that time. But if the game is another late game, then I'll definitely try to tune in to you guys. And hope everybody has a good night once again. The Riddler, aka Bigger Mike, happy birthday, and have a good one, entertainer.
Oh man, Don, always loving you calling, man. Thank you for all your support on my channel. I really appreciate it. And have a good night at work.
All right, appreciate it.
All right, buddy. It's hard being a Skins fan. I haven't seen them. Yeah, I hear you, Leon. I hear you. And I saw Chris. I'm not taking second time. Oh man. Yeah, Arrington was a great athlete. Arrington was a great athlete. Not taking second time callers, but I saw Sonor. Well, I'm going to close this out in a minute anyway. It seems like it's dying down, and I'm going to want to get some sleep before the game tomorrow. But go ahead, Sonor.
Yo, it's your stepfather, Chris Senor here, but yeah, it's hard. One thing that I kind of noticed, that I had like in my mind about like a lot of teams is who do you think you can pull out from the practice squad? Who do you think you can like kind of sign or whatever you do on practice squad, like sign off waivers? Who do you think could like really kind of like crack the roster from practice squad?
Well, they just called somebody up from the practice squad, Hilliman, the running back. So he's going to get an opportunity as the backup to Gallman. We'll see how that works out. Other guys on the practice squad, I mean, what's his name? Reggie White Jr.'s on the practice squad. He's a guy a lot of people like, the wide receiver. off the top of my head, nobody else that I think could make a real impact as of now. But a lot of people looking forward to Hillman, the former Rutgers running back. So maybe he gets a chance here and he runs with it. Who knows? It's possible. It's possible.
Also, I kind of want to add on to, a lot of people were talking about the Seahawks. Yes, they are a fake fan. Even with Russell Wilson, Russell Wilson top 5 quarterback, but their defense is pretty trash. Even with Clowney's pretty much their only kind of bright spot. Their offense is okay. I don't really see their offense being like a powerhouse, but they're like average. They're an average team. But anyways, with the Giants, I really like what people are kind of talking about with Daniel Jones. Like, I think a lot of people are kind of respecting him now. That's pretty nice to see, actually, because a lot of people, I think, when it comes draft time, I think he's one of the most hated QBs. Like another hated QB I think a lot of people are gonna be surprised I say is Eli Manning, because our fan base hated him. So I mean, I don't know. It's something with the giant QBs, but they're always hated. I don't know why, but you guys are always hated.
Sonor, it's New York. It's New York. They're gonna face they're gonna face the media scrutiny, and the fans are tough here. Fans are tough.
Yeah, the city of rats.
The city of rats.
Very the city of rats. But anyways, you gotta get some sleep. The Canoli brother can't call a game without sleep. So
yeah, no. It seems like it's a little slower tonight anyway, and I could use a little rest and get ready to call the game tomorrow, and
yeah.
Just want to call it. Just try to be consistent with this call-in show. But Sonor, man,
yeah.
Thank you for the call. And
Wait,
I hope...
one more thing.
Go ahead.
Happy birthday. Happy birthday, Bear Mike, aka Daddy Mike, aka Pop Mike, aka Biggest Mike. Also, happy birthday, Chris. Even though it's not your birthday, but happy birthday. And yeah.
Yeah, it's not my birthday, but I appreciate the wishes. It's not my birthday for another 2 months.
Yeah,
but I do
happy early birthday then.
All right, Sonor. Thank you for the call, buddy.
All right, get some sleep, man. Good night.
All right. Dallas Sharon says, does someone need... Well, I don't know. That's for you to judge. But, guys, it is 12:21. I want to say thank you to everybody who tuned in. I'm going to be going over to the Discord. So if somebody wants to drop that in there, you could sign up for the Discord. I'll hang out there for about an hour before I go to bed. And, yeah, join the Discord. Come in there. Hang out with us. Thank you to everybody for tuning in. We're going to be live tomorrow with Bad Dog, calling the Giants game. Hope you guys come by. Have a good time. We'll be doing a live stream. If not, enjoy the game. If you're going to the game, if you're watching it on TV, let's get a win against the Washington Redskins. Leon, I'll see you tomorrow. Jared Hopkins, I'll see you tomorrow. Eagles UK, Andy Garcia, Chris Sonor, the A-Hole Critic, thank you for tuning in. Lolly Mack, thank you for tuning in. Chris Sonor, the Juan Perez. See you tomorrow for a great game. Absolutely. That one guy, thank you for being here. Brandon Rogers, you have a great night, buddy. Jeremy Hansman, have a great night. Colby, have a great night. Have a great night. All right, guys, I'll see you tomorrow. Gabe, have a great night. Goat, have a great night.